just about set to go here. Tom Fagione rejoins me now for our Bavoso and Plotsky keys to the game. And the Bavoso and Plotsky keys to the game, your local neighborhood law firm. Want to remind you that they service all of their community's legal needs. So if you should ever need anything, please call David Bavoso or Glenn Plotsky at 845-856-4444. Of course, they say go Raiders as they always do. Tommy, what does Port need to do to have a different outcome tonight than 2 weeks ago?
Well, we saw last week here at Middletown, when Port Jervis was successful, it was on the legs and on the shoulders and the back and every part of him. Colby Elston, number one, Port Jervis needs to establish that running game. Colby Elston is such a strong, dynamic football player. Need him to get things going on the ground. As his success on the ground goes, so does this Port Jervis offense. Number two, they also have to stop the run. They have to stop the run for Marlboro. Of course, we saw 2 weeks ago as Elijah Williams ran for $182 against that Port defense. So they got to stop him. And number three, the last thing, it's about capitalizing on chances that the Marlboro team might take. But most important thing is capitalize on your emotion tonight. This is the championship game. You get a chance to step up and make a big play, make a big hit, make something big happen. You do so. You're bringing the title back to Titletown in Port Jervis.
Jaden Rios is back deep for the Dukes. Here's Liam Tomasi, the senior, teed up at the 40-yard line. Port Jervis, and they're all whites, will kick left to right here. We are just about to get underway for the Section 9 Class B championship game here at Fowler Field in Middletown. Tomasi puts his right hand down, approaches the ball, kicks. It's a low line drive that Rios will pick up at the 8-yard line. He's across the 10 to the 15 to the 20. Now he goes to the 25 to the 30, and he's brought down to the 34-yard line by a trio of Raiders. Cooper Hosan in on the hit, as well as Zach Covert, and we will see Marlboro on offense first tonight, Tommy.
And there you go. Guess who was on the bottom of that tackle? It was Tomasi himself. Watched him in warm-ups, Kevin. It looks like he was favoring his right leg a little bit, so hence that squib kick right there. First down for Marlboro.
From the far side hash mark, the Dukes will be over the football at their own 33-yard line, working right to left in the Masters pass control first quarter. Christian DiOrio, the senior, will work out of the shotgun with an empty backfield, 5-receiver set. Trips to the far side and 2 to the near side. And he looks to his near sideline for some last-minute instructions here. 8 on the play clock, down to 5 now, and he takes the snap at the belt. He swings it out to Rios. Rios across the 35-40, and he cuts back, and he's wrapped up by first Costello, and then bringing him down on that hit was Elijah Shern across the 40. They're going to give him the 42, very close to a first down.
Looks like they might give him they're going to give him just about the 42, Kev. You're right. So it'll be... And they're getting ready to move those chains, but those chains aren't going anywhere.
Second and a yard, they'll move to the near side hash mark. Marlboro at their own 42-yard line. Second down coming for the Dukes, the defending Section 9 champs. 4-receiver set, now a man goes in motion, then they'll sweep it to him. And there's a big hole on the right side. He's across the 45, stiff arms to midfield, into Raider territory, and finally pushed out of bounds. That was Armani Benton, the senior, on the sweep play. Big first down for the Dukes.
Well, one thing that Marlboro has is speed on the edge. If they can get to the outside on this turf, they can make big things happen. And Armani did that right there. First down Marlboro, now in Port Jervis territory.
Yeah, they said he went out at the Port 47-yard line, a gain of 11 for Benton. And it is a first down for Marlboro. From the far side hash mark, they'll snap it from the Port 47. Right to left go the Dukes. DiOrio takes the snap, and again he swings it out quickly to Frazenda. Frazenda's inside the 40, and the ball is... He's brought down inside the 40 at the 38-yard line of Port Jervis. So a quick swing pass, and that's what both of the passes early, Tommy, have been, those short swings.
That'll be close to a first down, but it'll be a 2nd and 1. So a pickup of 9. 2 passes, 2 completions, 2 9-yard receptions.
2nd and 1 again for the Dukes, and again they'll move it to the near side hash mark. 10:56 to go, no score. Port Jervis and Marlboro, Section 9 Class B title game. The Dukes have a 2nd and 1 at the Raider 38-yard line. DiOrio lifts the left leg, sends a man in motion, and he's going to drop back. No, he's going to be a handoff to that man in motion. Oh. And on the carry was a Marion Hughes, a senior. He will get the first down for Marlboro inside the 35, down to about the 30. Let's see. Oh, they're going to put it at the 35-yard line, so a pickup of 3. More than he needed, another Marlboro first down.
McElroy on the tackle for the Raiders defense. So the defense being spread out right now by this Dukes offense. Port Jervis really stuffing things in the box there right now. 5 men on that defensive front, couple backers inside as well.
First down Marlboro, 10:20 to go, first quarter, no score. DiOrio out of the shotgun, single back set, 4 receivers. Actually, it's a 3 to the near side and 1 to the far side. DiOrio claps his hand, takes the snap, and hands it off to Elijah Williams. He gets the right edge. He's going to be hit and brought down to the 32-yard line. A nice tackle made in the open field for Port Jervis on that far sideline. Our first quarter sponsored by Masters Pest Control. A Masters Pest Control protection program can greatly reduce the risk of insects nesting on or invading into your home, and their services are warranted. Visit masterspestcontrol.com today to get the bugs out tomorrow. A 3-yard pickup moves the ball to the Port Jervis 32-yard line.
First carry for Williams tonight for Marlboro.
2nd and 7 coming for the Dukes. DiOrio is going to swing it again into the backfield. It's caught, and then a big hole on the left side inside the 30 and down to the 26-yard line. And that one is caught by Christopher Thorne, who had a big game in the win over Highland. And Marlboro is just marching right down the field on their first possession. This is shades of 2 weeks ago at Gwinnett Field.
Pick up a 6 on the play. It'll be 3rd down for Marlboro.
Guess what? It's 3rd and 1. 3 times today, Marlboro has had extremely short yardage situations. Williams in the backfield with DiOrio. The senior looks to the sideline. He's got plenty of time on the play clock as it's approaching 10 seconds. DiOrio will take the snap, and he's going to take it himself. Has the first down inside the 25, still going to the 15-yard or to the 19-yard line before he is ripped down. Big first down for the senior Christian DiOrio, the 3rd first down on this drive for the Dukes.
And those chains are moving downfield. Ball be set at about the 20-yard line for Marlboro. Port's defense still hasn't been able to stop Marlboro, whether on the ground or in the air. Marlboro just chewing things up here on their first drive.
Clock rolling at 8:40 to go, first quarter, no score. But Marlboro is driving at the Port 20-yard line. DiOrio gives it to Elijah Williams, who's wrapped up by Trey Wilkerson and brought down after a gain of 2 or 3. Huge push being made at the offensive line by Marlboro.
And Port goes to 4 men on the defense, I believe, on that last play. Wilkerson on the bottom of the tackle. He was pumped up before the game, wasn't he, Kev?
They were all fired up to play tonight, but they're getting pushed off the ball right now. 2nd and 7 facing Marlboro at the Raiders' 17-yard line. Elijah Williams is in the backfield, but he's about a yard in front of DiOrio and to his right. The senior quarterback looks to his left wrist. Now he takes the snap, and he's going to give it to a sweeping player, and he's brought down immediately. Great hit in the backfield made by Ray Torres. Trey Wilkerson was there as well. On the carry for the Dukes was Jaden Rios. He gets nowhere, and it's 3rd down coming up for Marlboro.
What a play by the junior Ray Torres as he steps up, makes a big hit in the backfield. Little or no gain on that. Big 3rd down now for Marlboro.
They'll give him a yard to the 16. Here come the Dukes on a 3rd and 6. Right to left they go, no score. They'll move the big fullback into the backfield. That's C.J. Faircloth. DiOrio, the senior quarterback, will work again out of the shotgun as he has all game so far. 10th play of the drive coming. Here's the snap. It's high. DiOrio's going to keep it himself. He goes left. He hits the 15-yard line, and he's brought down. Shy of the first down. Tackle made by Nate Chambers. Ryan Costello helped as well.
Chambers on the tackle. Nice play by the Port defense. Really stretching things out. 4th down territory here. You know Marlboro's going to go for it.
Absolutely. They move it to the 13-yard line. A pickup of 3, a 4th and 3 coming, and a huge spot early for this Raider defense. 7:05 to go here. First quarter, no score. Marlboro driving, facing a 4th and 3 at the Port Jervis 13-yard line. They need the 10. Faircloth in the backfield to the left of senior quarterback Christian DiOrio. Trips to the far side. DiOrio going to keep it himself, and to be brought down!
Oh, yeah.
Huge hit made at the line. That's Tyshawn Featherstone. Oh, check that. That's Nick Sorelli making the big hit.
Sorelli and company on the bottom of that big play as the Raider defense might have been bent on the outsides, but up the middle, nothing doing there for DiOrio. And Sorelli and company with a big stop. Oh, what a play by the Raider defense.
That is a huge play for Port's defense, and now it's their turn on offense. It's a no-gain play, so it's the Raiders' ball, 1st and 10 at their own 13-yard line. 6:46 to go, first quarter. No score. Port Jervis with the football for the first time. They'll snap it from the near side hash mark. They're huddled inside their own 5. Senior quarterback Logan Hammock will lead them out of the huddle here as they play for a Section 9 title tonight. Trying to do it for the first time since 2001.
And an
interesting set. 3 backs, 1 to each side of Hammock, and Elston behind him. Here's the snap to the senior from Conklin. Handoff goes to Elston. No, it's a little swing pass, and it's incomplete. They try some trickery. The intended target was Falantia, and it's incomplete.
Falantia in the backfield along with Elston. And who was on the other side, Kev? They had 5 guys back there.
I don't know. They had everybody but the O-line.
Oh, you know who that was?
Logan.
It was Freddie Blue back there as well. So Port with a little different offensive look. And Logan Hammock back out for the Raiders, getting a start here tonight. Logan comes into the game with 1,003 yards passing on the season, 1,682 in his career.
This time they'll spread them out. Elston the lone setback, 2 receivers to each side of the field. Hammock out of the shotgun. Conklin delivers the snap, handoff Elston. Elston going across the 20. 20, and he's still going to the 25-yard line, and a first down for the Raiders. Colby Elston, the big bruising junior, picks up a huge gain on second down.
Oh, boy, and he comes up lame on the play as he is definitely hobbling off on his, looks like he has a left leg injury.
Oh, boy. That is not good for Port Jervis. He gets a 14-yard carry to the Port 27, but the loss on this play of Colby Elston could be disastrous as he limps to the sideline, and he will be attended to by the trainers there. He is favoring that left leg, that left knee, big time. So Port Jervis has a first down at their own 27-yard line, and again, they'll have 3 men in the backfield. Geffen Cawthon takes Elston's place. And here's the snap to Logan Hammock. He's going to give this one to Cawthon. Cawthon runs left, looking for a hole, squeezes across the 30 to about the 31-yard line. Shifty runner is sophomore Geffen Cawthon. Give him 4, and a 2nd and 6 coming for Port Jervis. Boy, how heartbreaking would it be for that junior Colby Elston, who's had to fight through injury to get back on the varsity football field if he is not able to play for the rest of tonight.
Didn't even make the bench. He's on the sidelines, and the trainers are attending to him. Looks like a left ankle.
All right, so it's going to be a 2nd down and 6 facing Port. The ball just ahead of the 30-yard line. They'll snap between the hash marks. Single back set, Hammock out of the shotgun, twin receivers to each side. 2 wide to the near side, 1 wide, and 1 in the slot to the far side. Here's the chest high snap. He looks left, he throws left. It's high, but it's caught. Port Jervis has a reception complete to their own 38-yard line, close to the first down. A big hit on the reception by Richard Cruz, who made that catch for Port Jervis. It's close to a first down. It is a first down, a big one for the Raiders. They need to keep this offense on the field tonight.
Absolutely. Big play by the Raider offense. Huge first down as the Raiders can breathe a little bit. And we'll wait and see the situation on the sideline.
They needed 6, they got 6. First down, Raiders at their own 37-yard line. They go left to right here in the first quarter, no score, 5 minutes to play. And Blue goes in motion near side to far side. Here's the snap. It's an option play. Hammock's going to keep it himself. He's across the 35 to the 37, still going, and then about 6 Dukes wrap him up and bring him down. I don't know if he's going to get anything on the play. A little bit of an option play that went nowhere.
No, Port trying to get that Marlboro defense to look both ways, left, right, upside down, however they want to. And it was Hammock up the gut for just a couple yards.
Yeah, they'll give him 2 to the 39, 2nd and 8 coming. 4:35 on a running clock in the first quarter, no score. Our first quarter is brought to you by Masters Pest Control. A Masters Pest Control protection program can greatly reduce the risk of insects nesting on or invading into your home, and their services are warranted. Visit masterspestcontrol.com today and get the bugs out tomorrow. 2nd down and 8 for the Raiders. Twins to each side, stacked on both sides. 1 man in the backfield. The Raiders showing a lot of different offensive looks tonight. Hammock takes the snap, pump fakes. Now he rolls to his left. He's in trouble, and now he's free. He's to the 40-yard line, and then he's going to be gang tackled there. So he'll get a yard maybe. Boy, he had to do a lot of work for that yard.
Tell you what, the pump fake, Rob Falancha down the right side, wide open. But Hammock could not throw the ball because there was a Duke right in front of him. He had to roll it up and take it himself, and he was able to maybe get to the 40-yard line.
Here's a huge 3rd down for the Raider offense now as they'll snap it from their own 40-yard line. 3:42 to go. Clock rolls in the first quarter, no score. Port Jervis with the football going left to right. They'll be at the far side hash mark at the 40-yard line stripe. Senior quarterback Logan Hammock will work out of the shotgun again. 4 receiver set, 1 man in the backfield. That's Geffen Cawthon. Here's the snap from Conklin. Hammock calls for it, gets it at the chest, looks left, he throws over the middle, he throws deep down the field, he's got Freddie Blue, and he couldn't catch it. It's an incomplete pass off of Blue's hands. You wonder, Tommy, with weather conditions tonight, how difficult is it going to be for the receivers to haul in these long passes? It's 4th down, Port Jervis is going to have to punt.
Absolutely, and that ball was sailed high in the air. Freddie Blue went up for it, just couldn't bring it down. 4th down. You know, Nico Rodriguez sent out a message to his teammates during the week. He said, guys, I don't want to have to come out and punt the ball at all tonight. And unfortunately, on this first drive, Nico's going to have to come out and punt the ball.
All right, so there is a couple men back deep. Rios is one of them for Marlboro, and then the other return man, that is Armani Banton. Nico Rodriguez gets the punt off. It's a low line drive, and Port Jervis will down it at the Marlboro 34-yard line as Marcus Best grabs it out of the air. A couple shout-outs. We want to give a shout-out to our scoreboard sponsor, attorney Matthew D. Withrow. He's listening on the Pennsylvania Turnpike tonight. He says, let's go Raiders. And Matt Fuller also says, let's go Port. He's listening tonight as well. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you, everybody, for listening tonight to our live radio coverage of Port Jervis High School football presented by Operation PJ Pride. We've got a great halftime coming up for you. Copperworks Mechanical and Metal Threat Industries present our halftime show. We'll tell you more about that in a moment. But right now, Marlboro has the ball with 2:55 to go in the first quarter. They have a first down at their own 35-yard line, and the Raider defense will be asked to come up big again. DiOrio sends a man in motion, and he'll give it to him. It's a sweep again. Coming to the near side, and nowhere to go for the ball carrier. It's Cooper Hosan who stands him up, and a great job pursuing by that Raider D.
And Hosan had a fight off, 2 blocks on him, 1 on each side of him, stayed at home, made a great play. That's a great defensive stand by the Raiders, and a loss on the play.
So at halftime, we'll be joined by three of Port Jervis High School students who are participating in Snoopy the Musical, which is coming up next weekend at the Port Jervis High School. Second down and 11 to go for Marlboro. They go right to left in the scoreless first quarter, coming up on 2 minutes to play. DiOrio calls for the ball, gets it, hands it off. No, DiOrio keeps it himself. Big hole on the right side, 40, and he gets across the 45 for a Marlboro first down. Boy, Port Jervis's defense bit bad on that, and DiOrio made him pay.
Kevin, they bit on that play the way you and I did. We were watching the other ball carrier. It was DiOrio right up the gut, and you like to say it, that was the touchdown-saving tackle, I think, by Shern for the Raiders.
14-yard pickup for DiOrio, first down for Marlboro. Right to left they go as we go inside of 2 minutes to play in a scoreless first quarter. DiOrio looks down at his wrist, takes the snap, hands it off. Up the gut goes the ball carrier. He'll get some yards. He's still going. That's Faircloth, who barrels his way into Raider territory inside the Port 45, all the way down to the Raider 42-yard line. That should be enough for another Marlboro first down.
Oh, boy, and Faircloth just ran by the defensive line of the Raiders. Raiders had great surge on the line of scrimmage, but Faircloth just ran right by them. Got to keep your head up when you're making that rush.
They'll move it to the Raider 42-yard line. First down coming for the Dukes. In between the hash marks, they will snap it. DiOrio standing on the left side of that M in the middle of the football field here at Fowler. 1:35 to go. Here comes a sweep, and this one's to Banton. Banton tries to the right side. He's hit hard. 2 Raiders bring him down. Boy, Port Jervis is starting to pursue the edge good, so Marlboro is going for the middle. That's where they're having some success on this drive.
That's McElroy and Featherstone on the tackle there for the Raiders. Another loss on that first down, so loss of 1 on that. But Marlboro, boy, they are resilient. They don't care. You can lose a yard. Next thing you know, they're putting something up. Got 6-7 yards on a carry. So it's a 2nd and 11 now for Marlboro.
Well, they're basically a 4-down offense, Tommy. You have to play them for all 4 downs of the series. 2nd and 11 facing Marlboro. They'll snap from the far side hash mark at the Port Jervis 43-yard line. As always, DiOrio will work out of the shotgun with a stack trips to the far side. He's going to pass. He's looking left. He's throwing deep down the field. There's a man wide open for Zenda. 10-5, touchdown Marlboro. Gio Frazenda gets behind the Raider defense, and it's Marlboro that strikes first with 46 seconds to go. The clock needs to stop. About 48 seconds to go here. A 43-yard touchdown pass from DiOrio to Gio Frazenda. And trying the first Port Jervis Auto Mall extra point of the night will be Marlboro. At the Port Jervis Auto Mall pre-owned superstore, Rico and his sales team will do whatever it takes to get you into a car that's right for you. Visit the Port Jervis Auto Mall on Kingston Avenue or online at portjervisautomall.com. And on to try the extra point will be Frederick Callow for the Dukes, the left-footed kicker. He'll kick out of the hold of the kid who just caught the touchdown pass, and that is Gio Frazenda. Snap is low, the kick is up, and he gets it. No, it's wide right. So it is 6-0 Marlboro. We're back in 30 seconds with more Raider football here on WDLC, presented by Operation PJ Pride. 6-0 Marlboro with 41 seconds left in the first quarter. The extra point was no good. Look at the Buc-ee's Taxi Drive summary. Do you need a ride? Let Buc-ee's Taxi drive you. Dial 845-856-3544 for Buc-ee's Taxi, serving the entire tri-state area with local and long-distance taxi service. Marlboro goes 65 yards in 5 plays, 2 minutes and 7 seconds in time of possession, and a pretty 43-yard touchdown pass from senior Christian DiOrio to senior Giovanni Frazenda. And the extra point was no good, so it's 6-0 Marlboro, and the Raiders will get the ball back down by a touchdown here.
Down by just a touchdown. Yep. That PAT could be something that we have to keep an eye on as this game progresses.
Callow will kick it away off of his left foot. It's a low line drive that will be fielded at about the 18-yard line by Port. And that is
Zappolo.
Logan Zappolo on the return gets it across the 30 to the 35-yard line. And with 34 seconds to go in the first quarter, the Raiders will get it back. Good eye, Tommy, catching Logan on that special teams play. 1st and 10 Port here.
Ball's going to be marked at their own 35-yard line, and we'll have to see the number 35 is the yard line. 36, of course, is Colby Elston, and I don't think he's going to make a return anytime soon. They are looking at his lower left leg. Looks like a left ankle.
All right, so Port with the football at their own 35-yard line. They'll snap it from the far side hash mark. Hammock out of the shotgun. They have trips to the far side. One man in the backfield, that's Geffen Cawthon, and he will get – no, they're going to throw it over the middle. It's batted and goes to the turf. That one was batted by the defensive line, and it's incomplete. So second down coming for Port Jervis.
Well, without Colby Elston in that backfield, the next thing you know, Port Jervis has to look at this game in a totally different way. They got to utilize the pass a little bit more, and they're trying to keep Marlboro on their heels by running some different looks and some fakes and whatnot. And unfortunately, on that play for fortunately for Port Jervis, it was just a batted down play. That could have been a pick six.
They'll go with that three-man backfield again, sidecars on each side of Logan Hammock and Geffen Cawthon behind him. He's going to give it to Cawthon, who will be drilled. No, Cawthon, he sneaks through, and he gets it to the 39-yard line before he's brought down. Boy, he is a slippery sophomore, is Geffen Cawthon, and he will pick up 4 for the Raiders.
And third down now for Port Jervis. They need to convert here. They need to continue to hold on to this ball, and they're going to have to wait because it looks like the clock's going to run out here on the first quarter.
Yeah, they're going to let it tick down as we go inside of 5 seconds. Raiders will approach the line, but this is procedural only. That ends the first quarter. It is 6-0 Marlboro. We're back in 60 seconds with more Port football on WDLC, presented by Operation PJ Pride. We're ready to start our second quarter of action here at Fowler Field in Middletown. It's Marlboro 6, Port Jervis nothing. You're listening to live coverage of Raider football here on WDLC Country 95.3 and 107.7. Alongside Tom Fagione, I'm Kevin Halpany. Alex Hess is here with us in the press box. And Andy Morales is back in the studio. Big third down for the Raiders. They're going to throw the ball deep down the far sideline, and it's Falanchi who can't catch it. And it's another incomplete pass for the Raiders on a deep ball that gets thrown and kind of hung up in the air, and it'll be fourth down again for Port, forced to punt. I don't know that this is the way the Raiders want to work their offense, Tommy, these floaters down the field.
Well, when you lose Colby Elston as your threat in the backfield, you got to go to option B, and option B is to throw the ball more. And Hammock getting the ball in the air, high in the air. But the one-on-one matchups right now, the receivers aren't able to bring those balls down. Port's offense throughout the season, their precision passing has been the short passes, looking across the middle, those precision strikes. Now it looks like they're going vertical downfield.
So Nico Rodriguez will punt it away for the second time tonight. He'll get the snap at the waist, and they'll get it away, nearly blocked, but a great punt. Fielded at the 20-yard line by Marlboro to the 25. There's a flag on an illegal block or a hold, and the ball carrier, Rios, will take it across the 45-yard line, but this one's coming back.
Yeah, he started off at the 30, and there was a block in the back right in front of him. So they're going to hike this back 10. Where are they going to mark that, Kev? About the 45?
Yeah, they have him right now at the 46, but this will be marched off.
Yeah. So Port Jervis needs to capitalize on this mistake by Marlboro, and Marlboro's going to start off with the ball deep in their territory.
We thought we had the referee's mic. We'll try to get that. That's the first penalty tonight with 11:41 to play in the second quarter. Not bad, boys. Not bad at all. So here we go. First down for Marlboro, and they'll be backed up. They're going to set the chains at the Dukes.
35.
Oh, 35. No,
they're going to spot foul it at the 33, so it'll be set at the 23.
I was starting to get confused there. Yeah, they'll move it back. As Tommy mentioned, they'll go to the 24-yard line.
There you go.
First down, Marlboro, left to right in the second quarter with a 6-0 lead. The Dukes have over your Port Jervis Raiders. Diorio works out of the shotgun, single back set, trips to the near side, one receiver to the far side. And from the near side hash mark, they will snap it. Diorio calls for the football, gets it chest high, rolls to his left immediately. Now he looks downfield, heaves it deep. This ball is up in the air. It's intercepted by Port Jervis. It's Richard Cruz who picks it off. What a big turnover for the Raiders. Boy, Marlboro tried to test him deep. They had 2 men in coverage, Tommy.
Well, they were successful on the last drive with a big touchdown pass. They try to go to it there. Richard Cruz stays at home, hauls it in at his own 40-yard line, and a big turn of events for that Raider defense as they get the Port offense ready and back on the field.
All right, so the Raiders get the ball back, first and 10 at their own 40-yard line. A huge opportunity for Port Jervis to get this game even. Hammock out of the shotgun, twins to each side. To our side, it looks like Noah Brown and Richard Cruz in the slot. Blue and Falanchi to the far side. Handoff. No, it's going to be a keeper for Hammock. Nowhere to go. He's got the 40, maybe the 41. trying to fight for some extra yards, but the Marlboro defense proves a little too tough on that draw.
North and south being a bit of a problem for the Raider offense on the ground. As we mentioned, Colby Elston on his first carry tonight suffered a lower left leg injury. So Port trying to scrape things together on the running game, and that was a gain of none on that one.
Second down, 10 coming for the Raiders. They'll again snap it from the far side hash mark. Going right to left in the second quarter, it's Marlboro 6, Port Jervis nothing. Clock goes inside of 11 minutes to play here in our second quarter. We'll tell you more about our halftime show coming up. But first a second down play. Brown and Cruz to the near side. Blue and Flanchy to the far side. Out of the shotgun is Hammock. He will give the ball. No, he's going to throw. Looking left. Now he throws deep down the field. He's got Freddie Blue, and it is caught. There he goes. 10, 5, touchdown Raiders. A flag is down on the field. It depends on who they're going to throw this against. Are they going to call Blue for pushing off or Marlboro for a pass interference?
Oh boy, Kev, you're going to hold your breath on this as the referee figures it out.
Freddie Blue fought for that one, caught it. A little redemption for him and runs it in for the touchdown. Officials are conferring. Let's see what they have to say.
Here we go. And it's going to go against Marlboro.
It's against Marlboro, and it's declined. The Raiders have scored to tie the game. 10:37 to play, second quarter, and on to try the extra point to give Port Jervis a lead.
That penalty is declined. Touchdown.
Freddie Blue from Logan Hammock at 6-all, and Liam Tomasi is going to try to give Port the lead. The senior kicker lines up, and he'll kick out of the hold of Logan Hammock. What an effort by Freddie Blue to come back and get that one. Here's the snap. High, hold, kick is up, and this one is through the uprights. No, it's not. It's wide left. All right, so we're tied at 6, 10:37 to go here, second quarter. We're back in 30 seconds with more Raider football on WDLC, presented by Operation PJ Pride. Well, the Raiders get an interception from Richard Cruz and then a quick two-play 60-yard drive as we look at the Buc-ee's taxi drive summary. 56 seconds to go the 60 yards, and it was a 60-yard touchdown pass from Logan Hammock to Freddie Blue, and we are tied at 6 with the missed extra point. Line drive kick from Tomasi is going to be picked up at the 13-yard line, across the 15 to the 20. 25, now cutting is Rios to the 30, and he's brought down just shy of the 30-yard line. The officials, I think, are going to spot him at the stripe, though. So it'll be a first down for Marlboro at their own 30-yard line. And, boy, what a series of events for Port Jervis to get the interception from Cruz and immediately turn it into points, Tommy. That is tremendous for the confidence of this team.
Nice pass by Logan Hammock as well. It's more of a bullet. I mean, it was downfield, but more of a bullet, not that big, huge arcing pass. And Freddie Blue hauled it in, and as soon as he caught it, he knew he was going in for the touchdown.
First down, Dukes. They'll bunch it up on first down and hand off to – and there's a big hit in the backfield by Cooper Hosan. It's Elijah Williams who got the carry, and he went nowhere.
How about Williams just quitting on the play?
I didn't hear a whistle. He just stopped, right?
Wow.
That was wild. So he's going to lose probably 5 yards. They're going to move it back to the 26, a loss of 4. And
Hosan made a nice tackle. It was right there, and Woods just gave up. Woo.
All right. Second down, 14. Empty backfield. Diorio out of the shotgun. Trips to the far side, 2 to the near side. Raiders putting a lot on the line of scrimmage, and now they'll back off a little bit as Costello was showing blitz as he dances in again and from his linebacker spot. Trey Wilkerson's out there. Now they drop back into coverage. It's a swing pass to the far side. They have him wrapped up at the 29-yard line. Great job staying at home by that Raider defense. Elijah Shern came in to hit the receiver for Port Jervis.
Boy, Marlboro walked onto this field tonight full of swagger and cockiness, and right now they seem to be scratching their heads just a little bit. Port Jervis's defense, as the game has progressed, playing with a lot more confidence.
Third down, 10 to go for the Dukes. They'll snap it from their own 30 at the far side hash mark. This time a man in the backfield to the right of Christian Diorio. Trips to the near side, one receiver by himself on the far side of the field. It's a pass play. Diorio, 5-step drop. He looks to his left, throws, and it's almost intercepted. Boy, Gage Almond came up. He had a chance at that ball. I think he was focused on Frazenda, the intended target. It's fourth down.
Boy, he sure was. Ball went right off his helmet, but he gives out the high fives because, as you mentioned, Kevin, fourth down for Marlboro, and they're going to be forced to punt.
This is going to be a big opportunity for the Raiders, Tommy, here, if they can get the ball back and do something with it.
I think you just made all the fans in the press box very happy, Kevin. We had the window open to get the crowd noise, but big props from you, buddy.
9:08 to go, second quarter. We're tied at 6 here at Fowler Field in Middletown, and it's cold here. But the players are enjoying what has so far been a pretty good Section 9 Class B championship game. And for the first time tonight, Marlboro will punt it away to the Raiders. Back deep to receive for Port Jervis. is Geffen Cawthon, the sophomore, who's been very involved. They rush the punt. They don't get it, and it's a good one that bounces at the 35. Cawthon's going to let Marlboro down this one. He thought about it for a minute, but he'll let the Dukes down to the 24. Smart move by the sophomore there, and the Raiders, with 8:56 to go here in the second quarter, will get the ball back.
All right, so Raider offense comes out again, full of all that confidence now from the last big touchdown play. Let's see how they come out. Marlboro defense coming out. Going to have to scratch their helmets a little bit and figure out something here.
Well, I think what the Raiders need to do is, and it's easy for us to say, they just need to hit this D-line for Marlboro as hard as they can on this series, on this possession here, and really
13 plays.
Make it physical.
13 plays, 8 minutes and 50 seconds.
Yeah.
Finish out with a big touchdown. What do you think?
It was nice to get that two-play drive, that 60-yard touchdown pass, but that's not the way you're going to win a section title. You got to beat them up. Hammock out of the shotgun, twins to the near side. They stack them up. They do this two-receiver set to each side where they're one stacked in front of the other. Handoff Cawthon. He slips up the middle to the 25, to the 30, a 31-yard line, and a flag on the field. This could be a hold against Port Jervis.
Looks like that's where that flag landed. We'll wait and see. Cawthon with a nice run.
Yeah, 7-yard pickup, but it may be erased depending on what the officials say. We wait for the referees to make their call. Want to give a shout out to the folks here at the press box at Fowler Field for hooking us up with the referees' mics. Here we go.
We got a legal low block on the offense. Going to be 15-yard penalty, still first down.
Well, that's worse than a hold time. That's a 15-yarder on an illegal block.
And that's 15 yards. Ouch.
That's disastrous for this possession.
Oh, boy. I'm going to move him way back.
8:48 to go, second quarter, 6-all in the Section 9 Class B championship game. Two-time defending champ Marlboro and Port Jervis playing for their first Section 9 Class B title. They got to the semifinals last year and lost to O'Neill. Here they are in the finals, trying to dethrone the defending champions.
So that ball is going to be all the way back at the Port 11-yard line.
Yikes. So it is first down and forever. They need their own 34 for a first down. Again, that three-back set, two sidecars and a deep set. Hammock will take the snap, chest high. He's going to drop back to pass in his own end zone. He floats it out to Cawthon. Cawthon slips one tackler, and then it'll be buried at the 11-yard line. No gain on the play for Port Jervis, so that little screen pass does not help their cause here on this long set of downs.
Well, this Marlboro defense is smart. Stayed at home on the play, made the coverage happen. Geffen was lucky to get back to just about the 10-yard line. So it'll bring up a second down and a whole bunch for Port. Hammock to the sidelines right now. He's talking to Coach Jaharski and Coach Stellato about the plays. But this Port defense or offense struggling at times. That big strike on the 60-yard touchdown pass put them right back in the game, however.
We have Braden Ross, Ethan Perkowski, and Caitlin Villanueva joining us at halftime on the Copperworks Mechanical and Metal Thread halftime show to talk about Snoopy the Musical, which is coming up at the Port Jervis High School Black Box Theater. Port Jervis is going to take their first time out with 7:36 to go. We'll take one with them. We have a 6-6 game here at Fowler Field in Middletown, and we'll be back with more Raider football in 30 seconds on WDLC, presented by Operation PJ Pride. We're tied at 6 with 7:32 to go in the second quarter. Port Jervis has the football, but they are backed up deep. They're at their own 10-yard line, and they need the 34 for a first down. Second and a long 24 yards here. This is the Section 9 Class B championship game. Marlboro has won the last two. They have won 7 of them in the last 10 years. And now, after Port gets out of the timeout, all right, so why don't we keep it here in the booth, because what we're going to try to do is get a score update on the Class A championship game, which is going on up at Deet Stadium tonight. Cornwall, the defending champ there, defending state champions. They are taking on Minisink Valley tonight. Tomorrow, we have the Class AA championship game that will be played here in Middletown at Fowler Field at 1 p.m. And then the 8-man championship will be played at Deet Stadium tomorrow at 1 o'clock, and that is Tri-Valley versus Ellenville. And another Port Jervis team will play for a section title tomorrow. That's the varsity volleyball team. They take on Red Hook at Bard College at 2:30 tomorrow. 6-0 Minisink Valley leads Cornwall with 2 minutes left in the first quarter. That's an update from Varsity 845 about 12 minutes ago, so not sure if the score has changed since then. But we're back in action here at Fowler Field in Middletown, where Port and Marlboro are tied at 6, and the Raiders have the football 2nd and 24 from their own 10-yard line. Hammock out of the shotgun, rolls to his right, pump fakes. Now he rolls to his left. Now he looks deep. He's running to his left, running for his life. He throws. He has a receiver coming back, but he's out of bounds when he caught it. Noah Brown was out of bounds. did a good job trying to come back to Hammock, but the pass drew him out of bounds, so it'll be third down now for the Raiders, and they really need to get out of the shadow of their own end zone, Tom.
Absolutely. Hammock was tiptoeing near the end zone there on that pass play, as Marlboro had some good coverage on the play. So Port Jervis now third in a whole bunch. Kevin, you mentioned the girls' varsity volleyball team taking on Red Hook tomorrow. They defeated Marlboro yesterday, and it was a big game for the Lady Raiders volleyball team, so best of luck to them tomorrow. Game's at 2:30 tomorrow, Kev, right?
Yes, it is. Bard College, and we have another Witherell Law scoreboard update. Cornwall has gone in front, 7-6. I had a feeling there might be more scoring since we last saw that. Louis Franchez's 1-yard touchdown run for the Dragons gets them in front, 7-6. Hammock's going to throw on third down. He's flushed out. He's running now. He's still on his feet, and he's going to be brought down to the 11-yard line. That's a coverage sack right there, Tommy. Not necessarily a sack because he gets across the line of scrimmage. But now Port's going to have to punt from deep in their own territory, and this is not the way they wanted to turn around after forcing the Dukes to punt for the first time.
Well, the fans bought blankets with them tonight, and so did that defense of Marlboro as they covered all the receivers. Hammock could do nothing but try to get what he could. So fourth down, and Nico Rodriguez out now to punt. He'll be on the goal line, or just about near it, as he gets set to punt.
Yeah, Marlboro's going to get fantastic field position out of this. 6:44, clock rolls here in the second quarter. It is 6-all here between Port Jervis and Marlboro in the Section 9 Class B championship game. Port trying to upset the Dukes and ruin their what is now a 2-year reign as champions. A good roll on the end of this punt by Rodriguez is going to take it all the way down to the Port Jervis 49-yard line. Still great field position for Marlboro. 6-all game, and Tommy, again, the Raider defense is going to be asked to come up big.
Absolutely. Defenses look strong tonight at times. A couple times, maybe a little bit of turning their heads a bit on the play. But Marlboro has so many threats on the ground and in the air, and so you really have to have a head on a swivel. It's not easy, man. This is championship football, and we got ourselves a championship football game here. 6-6, 6 minutes and change left in the first half, and you couldn't ask for any more exciting game.
First down, Marlboro. Left to right they go. 6-all, 6:24 to play in the first half. The Dukes going left to right in the second quarter. Man in motion is going to get the ball, and he's going to try to cut right up the middle. That was Troy McEwen on the carry. He's still fighting for yards. He's going to get 3, maybe 4. Now the pile pushes him. Still going. No whistle yet. All the way down to the Port 40-yard line before he's finally stopped. Boy, that play should have been dead in its tracks, and instead Marlboro moves the ball all the way to the Port Jervis 40-yard line.
Well, McEwen, the senior, with the extra effort and then some help with the offensive linemen, as they move the ball all the way down to near the 40-yard line. How about that?
5:55 to go, second quarter, clock moving. Port and Marlboro tied at 6. DiOrio continues to work out of the shotgun with a single back set and a big front line. 7 men up front, and they're going to hand the ball off to Elijah Williams, and he's got a big hole inside the 30, and he's brought down to the Port Jervis 26-yard line. Williams just blasts through that hole, and a huge first down for Marlboro, a pickup of about 19.
We saw that 2 weeks ago as Williams was up the gut against that Port defense for 182 yards, and it was plays just like that. Kid's got skills on the north and south part of the game.
That was a 14-yard carry, and they will move quickly here, try to go up the middle, nothing doing.
Well, high snap on the play, and Ray Torres jumps all over it, along with the inside lineman for Port Jervis' defense. And DiOrio was lucky to scrape back to maybe the line. They might give him an inch or two more.
Yeah, they put the football at the 26. No gain on the play. 2nd and 10 coming for Marlboro. 5:11 to go, second quarter. The Dukes and the Raiders tied at 6 in the Section 9 Class B title tilt here at Fowler Field in Middletown. Clock moving here. 17 on the play clock. Again, they'll go with 7 across the front. Man in motion from far side to near. Now 2 receivers are to the near side. DiOrio out of the shotgun. He'll take the snap chest high. He will hand it off on a sweep to Williams. Here comes the pursuit by the Raider defense, and a huge hit made. What a tackle by Ethan McElroy. All the way back at the Port 30-yard line. Great pursuit by that interior lineman and captain Ethan McElroy.
Well, Brian Beck wants to let me know that he thinks Williams can run outside, but McElroy says no way at all. Now, Williams has had such strong success up the middle. That time they tried to get him outside, and it was McElroy and the Raider defense up big.
He'll only lose 2 back to the Port 28-yard line, but it'll be 3rd down and 12 to go, and there's a timeout called on the field. And this one appears to be called by Port Jervis. 4:20 to play before halftime. We'll send it back to the studio for a 30-second break, and we've got more Raider football on the other side here on DLC, presented by Operation PJ Pride. 4:20 to play second quarter. Marlboro 6, Port Jervis 6, Section 9 Class B championship game at Middletown's Fowler Field, and now the Dukes face a 3rd and 12 from the Port 28-yard line. DiOrio works out of the shotgun with a stack, trips to the near side. He drops straight back, looks to his right. Now he's up the middle. He's rolling. He's got a lot of green grass in front of him. He goes 20. He goes to the 15, to the far side, tripped up. He's got a first down. Oh, boy, what a huge hole the Raider defense left, and DiOrio spotted it. That's that senior leadership, Tommy. He knows he doesn't have to force a pass. He just takes what the defense gives him, and that's a first down.
Boy, and the vision that he had to look downfield, check off receivers, and then he looks to his left and sees all that green turf, takes it on himself. And I think he slipped there, because if he didn't, boy, he would have been scratching towards that end zone.
They're going to put him at the Port Jervis 13-yard line. 1st and 10 coming for Marlboro. They go from the far side hash mark left to right, 3:52 and counting. Handoff Williams on the sweep. He cuts right. Raiders get him at the 10. He's still fighting for yards, though. Let's see where they're going to put him. I think they're going to give him the 9 here. Believe that was Elijah on the carry. You know, we were talking before, Tommy. You know, Highland wasn't a ton of competition for this Marlboro team. They finished with 1 win this year, but it's just remarkable the depth that you mentioned before. 7 different players scored touchdowns in that game for Marlboro. That is ridiculous.
Depth on a team that has, 29, 30 players?
Well, they brought a bunch up for sure from the JV squad. But, yeah, they don't have a huge roster this year, but they have a talented roster, and they're trying to break a 6-all tie here as they'll send McEwen in motion. Handoff goes to Faircloth up the gut. Wilkerson grabs him and brings him down. Note, check that. That was Tyshawn Featherstone on the stop for the Raiders. Ray Torres helped on the tackle as well.
That's nice. They run that misdirection. Port Jervis thinks they might be running the ball outside, but it's Faircloth up the middle. And how about Featherstone on the bottom with that tackle? Maybe a 1 on the carry.
3rd down coming. They're going to move the football. Where is that? At the Raiders' 6-yard line. Boy, that's a generous 3 yards.
Holy
3rd
cow.
and 3 for the Dukes here. Inside of the Raider 10-yard line. DiOrio out of the shotgun. Asks for the ball, gets it. Handoff goes up the gut. That's Williams. He's still going. The Raiders stand him up inside the 5. He has the first down. It'll be goal to go. It's that second effort by Williams there that gets Marlboro a first down, and that's where the Raiders have to do better. That's where they struggled in the regular season matchup, Tommy. They did not wrap up on first contact. Marlboro's not just going to stop. Just because he did on that one play doesn't mean he's going to do it again.
We got official timeout. Are they going to? Maybe they're going to come out and measure, Kev. They got a 4th down out there.
Did they blow the whistle before he?
Yeah, they're going to mark that ball at about the 4, maybe inside the 4. Boy,
Wow.
I think they might be short, Kevin.
Well, yeah, they might be short, but they're going to bring the heavies in if it's 4th and short. The Raiders will go to their sideline.
Absolutely.
Or close
Take
to
advantage.
it, the huddle. Marlboro comes to the near sideline. Quick game reset, 2:11 to play. Second quarter, Marlboro and Port Jervis are tied at 6. Both missed extra points following touchdowns. We have an official timeout for a measurement. He's short. It'll be 4th and inches for Marlboro as they have the football officially at the Raiders. I mean, I guess you'd have to say it's officially at the 5 because the first down stick was ahead of the 4-yard line. Actually, no, I had it as the 3, so we'll say the football is at the 4. It'll be 4th and a yard officially. Williams gets a carry of 2. The math doesn't matter because it's 4th down and Marlboro's going for it. 2:11 to play before halftime. Copperworks Mechanical and Metal Thread Industries halftime show coming your way. Let's see what the Dukes do here. The 2-time defending Section 9 Class B champions on a 4th and short. DiOrio with Williams to his right. Takes the snap. He's going to keep it himself. He'll get the first down, and he'll go in for a touchdown. Christian DiOrio from 4 yards out punishes the Raider defense with a 4-yard touchdown carry. 1:55 to go. It's now 12-6 Marlboro. They went for 2 a bunch in the regular season game, Tommy. And in the game last year, do we see him go for 2 again here on the Port Jervis Automall extra try?
Yeah, Callow, their kicker, 21's on the sideline right now, so they're going to go for 2 here, as it is just 12-6 right now. DiOrio, they don't like to huddle on these 2-point tries, so they're going to go no huddle here, single back in the backfield.
Yep, single back set is actually in front of DiOrio. 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far. Actually, there's 2 out there in the far. 1 is kind of in a slot on the line. DiOrio rolls to his left. He floats it. It's batted down.
Oh, nice
It's
play.
no good. Cooper Hosan bats the 2-point try down, and it's 12-6 with 1:55 to go before halftime. We'll be back in 30 seconds with more Raider football on WDLC presented by Operation PJ Pride. 1:55 to play before halftime, and Marlboro has taken a 12-6 lead over Port Jervis on a 9-play drive. 49 yards, and in time of possession, it's about 4.5 minutes as they started with the football with 6:24 to go before halftime, and there are 1 minute and 55 seconds left now, and on to kick it away for the Dukes is Frederick Callow, and it is deep into the end zone and a touchback. So no time off the clock, which is good for Port, but heck of a leg there.
Heck of a
by
leg.
the
That ball
senior.
flew into the middle of the end zone. And Callow with a huge leg, lefty, boots it deep. Raiders will get the ball. 1st and 10 at their own 20. 1:55 here left in this first half. And for Port Jervis, losing your starting running back on the first play of offense, you think, oh boy, against Marlboro, this is going to be bad. But Port Jervis has hung tough this first half. They're down 12-6 here. They got 1 timeout left and 1:55 remaining here in the first half.
In high school, how much time do you spend working on your 2-minute drill in practice? Because that's what the Raiders are up against. Starting at their own 20, $1:55 to play before halftime. Trips to the near side, 1 receiver to the far side, and a single back set to the right of senior quarterback Logan Hammock. Here's the snap. It's high. Hammock takes it. Here comes the blitz. He throws it deep. It's floating in the air, and it is going to be incomplete. Boy, the Raiders are lucky that one wasn't intercepted, because the defensive back, Rios, who was out there, I don't know if he just thought the ball was going further or not, but he could have picked that one off.
It looked like Port's receiver fell on the play.
I think you're
Couldn't
right.
check the number there. So it'll be 2nd and 10 for Port at their own 20, and just a few seconds run off the clock. $1:48 here left in this first half. Hammock to the sidelines. He's got that hand-warming pocket on the back of his jersey. Got to keep those hands warm. And that's something else, Kevin. You know, it's cold out there. You got to chuck that football, and it's sometimes hard to get a good grip on it.
All right, 2nd down and 10 facing the Raiders. Twins to each side, single back set. Hammock out of the shotgun. The senior calls for it from Conklin, the center. He drops straight back with a belt-high snap, and he floats it out to Falantia too far. It's 3rd down now. The Raiders are having a very difficult time getting traction with their offense right now. They had that nice 60-yard touchdown pass that Freddie Blue fought for, but besides that, Colby Elston's run was the start and finish of the Raider offense.
Well, you know, Kevin, there's going to be a question at halftime, and that question is, last week it was Brett Fuller who started the game for Port Jervis against Burke. How effective has Hammock been? Coach will have to decide if that's what he wants to go with in the second half, and it'll be interesting to see. But that pass right there, clearly overthrown, and it'll bring up a
3rd down, 3rd and 10 facing the Raiders from their own 20-yard line. Trips to the far side. They need to stay on the field to answer. Here comes the pressure. Hammock pump fakes, rolls to his left, and is sacked at the 10-yard line. Huge play by the Marlboro defense, and the Raiders needed something a lot more than that off of that offensive possession.
Absolutely. One of the worst things you could have on that. 3rd and 10. Last thing you need is a sack and a loss on the play. Marlboro's going to call a timeout because the clock continues to tick, but Marlboro wants the timeout.
And they get it with 1:25 to play before halftime. We're going to keep it here in the booth. Quick game reset. We just said 1:25 to go in the second quarter. It's Marlboro 12, Port Jervis 6. The Dukes are the 2-time defending Section 9 champions. They scored on a 4-yard touchdown run by Christian Diorio that came off of essentially a 3-and-out. Oh.
Now they're going to
Thank you.
They're going to add time on the clock now, but twice earlier in the game, the clock ran after a touchdown and another play out of bounds, I believe, but the clock continued to run then. Now they add time to the clock.
I want to give a shout-out to Jamie Brace, who made it out tonight. He's part of the team over at Copperworks Mechanical and Metal Thread Industries. He's he was a big part of the lives of these football players who are out there who played for his PJYFL teams, and I know he's pumped to see them play in the Section 9 championship game. We're pumped to have Copperworks Mechanical and Metal Threat sponsor our halftime show. We'll be joined by 3 cast members of Snoopy the Musical. We have Braden Ross, Ethan Perkowski, and Caitlin Villanueva, who will join us during our halftime show to talk about that performance, which is coming up next week. Junior Nico Rodriguez is on the field for the Raiders to punt it away for the 4th time tonight. They're
going to keep adding more time to the clock, apparently.
That's not the way that Coach Cristolato and this Raider offense had the game plan drawn up, Tommy. They did not want Nico out. You mentioned Nico's comment to his teammates. This is his 4th punt. This is not the way the Raiders want to run offense tonight if they're going to challenge the 2-time defending champion Marlboro Dukes.
And in his own end zone, no less.
No, it's going to be another possession for Marlboro that will start with great field position, as this kick is a sidewinder that goes to the far side. It's going to go to the 30-yard line, across the 35, and it'll come to rest at the 40-yard line. And the clock didn't run on that punt. The ball is down at the 40-yard line.
Championship football. The clock ran 5 seconds off on that play. Got to do better than that.
So Marlboro takes over at the Port Jervis 40-yard line. Another short field for the Dukes here with 1:32 to go, and Marlboro has 2 timeouts left. So naturally, you know that this offense wants more points here. They lead 12-6, trying to win their 3rd straight Section 9 championship. This is Port Jervis's first appearance in the Class B final. They were in the Class A final in 2017, 2015, and 2014, thanks to Walter Polinsky, who reminded me about the 14 game.
I got Marlboro using 2 timeouts already, 1 left. We'll wait and see if that clock or the scoreboard might be off on that.
Yeah, the scoreboard's definitely off for the timeout.
Diorio will work out of the shotgun as he has all night. They bunch the trips to the near side, just off of the right side of that offensive line, and now they'll send McEwen in motion, and he will get the carry. He'll go left, has a hole wrapped up, and it'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line, but a flag is down on the play in the area of a hold. We'll wait for the officials to confer. Let's see what they have to say.
How about this?
The illegal block against Marlboro.
Gage Almick looks like he might have tweaked the left leg as well. He's stretching things out in the backfield.
We got a block below the waist on the offense. 15-yard penalty, still first down.
All right, so now we're even. 15-yarder illegal blocks against each team so far. And what do we had, Tommy? Do we have a hold, or is it just those 2 penalties tonight?
Seems those were the only 2 penalties tonight. Well, there was the interference that they
that's
declined
right,
as
they
well.
Declined. It's been a very clean game played by both teams.
Boy, huge loss here for Marlboro. Going to be put back in their own territory. Ball's going to be marked officially at their own 44. I'll have to do the math. I ran out of fingers on that one, Kevin.
Yeah, it's long, very long. They need the Port Jervis 30-yard line, so it's about a 21st and 26 here for Marlboro. Diorio out of the shotgun, straight drop back, looks to his right. He looks down the middle now. Now he's running, rolling to his left, looking for somewhere to go, and he gets it off to Faircloth, who gets it inside of Raider territory. Boy, is he tough to tackle or what? He's brought down finally at the 42-yard line.
The clock had yet to start on that play.
Well, this is getting crazy here.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
It's going to be 2nd down for Marlboro as they move it to the Port Jervis 47-yard line. We'll call it the 48 of Port.
And they got free time on the clock.
And they swing it out to the far side across the 40 to the 35, still going, and finally wrapped up at about the 31-yard line was the Marlboro receiver on that play. I believe that was Rios on the reception for the Dukes. Right? Well, Faircloth was out there, but Rios, I thought, did they throw it to Faircloth?
I believe they did.
3rd and very short at the Port Jervis 31-yard line. Inside of a minute to go, they'll just go right up the gut to get the first down. Or did they? Depends on the spot of the ball. I think the officials are going to take a timeout.
So the chains move on the stop. The clock will stop on the first down. And Marlboro is going to use their last timeout. So sloppy play here at the end of the game.
Yeah, this is getting pretty wild here. The ball is at the Port Jervis 29-yard line. It's a tick less than 45 seconds before halftime. It's Marlboro 12 and Port Jervis 6. Then the Dukes are looking to add to their lead before the break. We've got the Copperworks Mechanical and Metal Threat Industries halftime show for you. Tommy will break down the first half with me, and we'll look at the Bavoso and Plotsky keys to the second half. We'll have a special halftime interview. We mentioned it before. We're joined by 3 cast members of Snoopy the Musical. Ethan Perkowski, Braden Ross, and Caitlin Villanueva will talk to us about the Black Box musical that's coming up next week at Port Jervis High School. And then we will have, of course, we'll take a look at the other games on the slate tonight. You're listening to live coverage of Raider football on WDLC Port Jervis. And now Marlboro has a first down at Port Jervis's 29-yard line. Chains are set. Marlboro's back out on the field. The Raider defense is out there, and they've got to have their heads on a swivel right now.
Marlboro has no timeouts left.
The Dukes out of the shotgun. Single back set. Twins to the near side for Marlboro. So 7 men on that offensive line. Straight drop back for Diorio. Looks right. Here comes the blitz, and they got him. They sack him back at the Port Jervis 36-yard line. Chambers and Hosan bring Diorio down. He never had a chance.
Boy, and how about that? Marlboro's going to try to get things started, but they got to get set first. Their players have to get all back on the line of scrimmage.
30 seconds to play, and Diorio will spike the football.
Oh, and how about Costello coming in and saying, you're going to spike that, you're going to have to earn it.
Yeah, you take the snap, anything can happen.
This is high school football, absolutely.
It'll be a second down play with 25 seconds to go. Marlboro is backed up to the Port Jervis 36-yard line. So it's going to be 3rd down.
Yep.
See, the ball was at the 29, so it was a loss of 7, 3rd and 17 after the incomplete pass. Marlboro, they are confused right now. but they have plenty of time on the play clock as it's not even under 10 seconds yet. They have trips to the near side, twins to the far side, and an empty backfield. Diorio, he looks on his left wrist at the play card. He calls for the snap from the center. He drops straight back. Here comes Torres on the pressure. Diorio lifts it up into the air. It is going to be incomplete. Rios was open, Tommy. Boy, if he didn't stop, he probably catches a touchdown pass.
I don't know what he was
Raiders
thinking on
dodged the
that.
bullet.
And the Raiders defense, Sherman was all the way back there, and then for some reason he bit and stepped up a bit. 18.6 seconds left. It's 4th down for Marlboro, and obviously they're going to want to try to get that ball in the end zone. Port's defense, they dodged the bullet there big time, Kevin.
Want to give a quick shout-out to Natalie Halpenny, who's listening tonight. Natalie, Noah, and my wife, Tricia, listening to Raider football live on, I'm assuming, WDLCradio.com. Marlboro has a 4th down with 18.6 seconds and a 12-6 lead here. Duke's trying to add to it before the break. They've got trips to the near side. Boy, they're giving a lot of cushion on that near side receiver. Diorio rolls to his right. Here comes the pressure. Diorio is going to just get wrapped up out of bounds. He's probably brought down in bounds. Trey Wilkerson sacks him. And so Port Jervis will take over with 7.3 seconds to go and a timeout.
And that clock says 7.3.
It runs when it's not supposed to. It stops when it's supposed to run. It's high school football. And Port Jervis trails Marlboro 12-6 with under 10 seconds to go before halftime.
Well, that ball's marked at the Port 40. Port's lone touchdown tonight was a 60-yard touchdown play.
And no reason not to just chuck it down and see what happens. Obviously it's a dangerous play. Looks like they're going to put some more
to that clock. All right.
Marlboro 12 and Port Jervis 6 as we approach halftime here at Fowler Field. It's been a interesting game so far. Raiders scored their lone touchdown on a 60-yard touchdown pass from Logan Hammock to Freddie Blue. Marlboro has a touchdown pass to Gio Frazenda and a 4-yard touchdown run by quarterback Christian Diorio. So trips to the far side for the Raiders. I see Cruz out there. I see Noah Brown and Freddie Blue. Actually, are they spreading 4 receivers out
got
there?
4 out there, and you got
Rob. Geffen's out there as well, and Rob Valancia, the lone receiver to the near side. It's an empty backfield for Hammock. Out of the shotgun, probably the last play before halftime. The senior calls for it. He drops straight back. He looks for Valancia, and he overthrows him by about 20 yards, and it's almost intercepted. Boy, wow, he way overthrew Flanchi there. They have time for another play, 2.8 seconds to go. He threw that well before Flanchi was downfield, and there was double coverage down there.
Well, Marlboro showed 3 defensive linemen and a blitzing backer, and the Port front 5 kind of let that backer slip in a little bit. But I think Hammock might have felt that he needed to throw that quicker than he needed to because he did have the time to throw, but he chucked it downfield. Beautiful pass, by the way.
It was a good pass. It was just about 10, 15 yards too far.
And Port's just going to decide, I guess they're going to take a knee on it.
2.8 seconds to go before halftime, 12-6 Marlboro. Hammock goes back under center now and takes the knee. So we'll go to the break with Port Jervis down 12-6 to the 2-time defending Marlboro Dukes. We'll send it back to the studio, and when we come back, we'll be joined by Ethan Perkowski, Braden Ross, and Caitlin Villanueva to talk about Snoopy the Musical on the Copperworks Mechanical and Metal Threat Industries halftime show here on WDLC. It's 12-6 Marlboro at the half here at Fowler Field in Middletown, and this is the Copperworks Mechanical and Metal Threat Industries halftime show. The cold weather is coming, so make sure your home or business is ready with Copperworks Mechanical. Copperworks dominates the heating needs of the tri-state area. Call 845-499-8662 for Copperworks Mechanical. You know, we love to give shout-outs here on our radio coverage of Port Jervis High School football, but the shout-outs are only as good as the people who hear them, Tommy, and so I got to give another shout-out to my wife, Tricia, my son, Noah, my daughter, Natalie. I know, but they didn't hear him the first time, so we got to give it to him again. I know Colton's there listening. I'm assuming Kendall's with them, the whole family listening to Raider football back in Port Jervis tonight. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We really appreciate it. We're going to start our halftime show with our special halftime interview. Hey, as if it wasn't enough to have them featured on the halftime show and make a connection between the musical and football, check this out. First, we're going to hear from the squad that's representing Port Jervis. It's your Port Jervis Youth Football League D2 Red Raiders.
I'm Brandon Ross. I'm in 5th grade, and I play defensive left end.
That's right. That's Braden Ross as a 5th grader on the radio as part of that PJYFL D2 team that we've told you so much about. By the way, We didn't miss you guys. George and Mary Alice, thank you so much for listening tonight. We appreciate it. You know, they never asked for a shout-out. And then when we gave shout-outs, we didn't include them. How rude of us. We're going to take a quick break and give some shout-outs to some of our sponsors. When we get back, we'll have our first half stats. I'll look at the out-of-town scoreboard and the keys to the second half. It's 12-6 Marlboro at the break. You're listening to live coverage of Port Jervis High School football on WDLC, presented by Operation PJ Pride. It is 12-6 Marlboro leading Port Jervis at the half of the Section 9 Class B championship game. Our halftime show is sponsored by Copperworks Mechanical and Metal Thread Industries, specializing in hydronic and radiant heat. No one matches the quality you'll get from Copperworks Mechanical, but don't take our word for it. Check them out on Facebook to see pictures of their work. Tom Fagione joins me now. And Tommy, one of the more concerning sights of the first half was the injury to Colby Elston. We saw him assisted to the locker room. That's not great. I'm also wondering about how Austin Carroll's holding up. The offensive line coach for the Raiders was severely bundled up when the game started. He's been out in the elements, for about an hour. I hope he's doing all right.
I heard he had to make a run to the mall to buy more layers of clothing, as he was definitely chilly. You became a star here in the press box, Kevin, in the first half when you closed the window.
Let's talk about the Witherell Law out-of-town scoreboard. The Class A championship game that is going on at Kingston's Deet Stadium is at halftime as well, and it is Cornwall leading Minisink Valley 14-6 in that game. They're at halftime in Milford, where Delaware Valley has a fight on their hands for the District 2 6A title. It's not going to be a cakewalk for the Warriors. They lead 20-14 over Wilkes-Barre area. And the two games tomorrow that will wrap up the Section 9 championship weekend at 1 o'clock, it'll be Monroe and Pine Bush, and at 1 o'clock in Kingston, it will be Tri-Valley and Ellenville for the 8-man title. So we'll get some first half stats, Tommy, but first, how about the Bavoso and Plotsky keys to the second half? Your local neighborhood law firm want to remind you that they service all of their community's legal needs. So if you should ever need anything, please call David Bavoso or Glenn Plotsky at 845-856-4444. They say, go Raiders. Tommy, what do you say here? What do the Raiders need to do to get back in this thing and try to bring Port its first Section 9 title since 2001?
Number one, I think they have to reestablish their offense a bit. Their offense has been squirrely at best this evening, I should say. So number one, get the offense going in the right direction. Stick with it on defense. Defense has been strong. A couple times, a little rubbery, but more times than not, they've come up to task. And last but not least, Kevin, it's about the intangible. It's about believing in yourself, believing in your teammates, believing in your team. To have your star running back go down on the first play, and we watched Colby go in and out of the locker room at halftime, being assisted by a coach and another player. That's got to be heartbreaking. But for the Raiders, believe in the 11 that's on the field with you at any given time. Great things can happen in the second half.
Frederick Callow kicks it away from Marlboro. It'll be fielded at the 6-yard line by Port Jervis. Across the 10 to the 15 comes Rob Falanci. The 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Flag on the field. Falanci down to the 41-yard line, but there is a flag. And, boy, it seems, Tommy, every time the Raiders have a big return on special teams, it is accompanied by a yellow flag.
Well, it wasn't a Raider on the 38-yard line, but there's a flag there. And it's going to be a block in the back against Port Jervis.
Hey, if he gets free, he must have done so illegally, right?
Oh, there wasn't a Raider near that flag.
Block in the back, return team. 10 yards from the spot of foul, going to be first down.
So where are they going to see the spot of the foul? That's going to be interesting. Our third quarter is underway, and it's sponsored tonight by Masters Pest Control. Masters Pest Control protection program can greatly reduce the risk of insects nesting on or invading into your home. Their services are warranted. Visit masterspestcontrol.com today to get the bugs out tomorrow. We talked about what a clean first half of football it was, and on the first play of the second half, on the special teams play, the kickoff return, the Raiders are backed up to their own 27 on a hold. First and 10, Port. Hammock out of the shotgun. Twins to each side. One of the slots to the far side and one out wide. Hammock will give it to Geffen Cawthon, who tries to stretch it out. He's tripped up. He tries to dive back to the line of scrimmage. He might have got that, but the official on our near side actually says he lost a yard.
Yeah, it seemed to be Port didn't know what to do on that play. Geffen wanted to cut upfield, but then he tried to bounce it outside. The Marlboro defense stretched out the Port offense, and a tackle for a loss. Just a small loss, but, man, that's not how you want to start the second half. You want to go north to south. You want to smack some helmets together. You want to say, we didn't need that halftime. We're ready to come out firing, and that play was just a little, That's
been a problem for Port all season long. They'll go with that three-man backfield with Hammock on a 2nd and 11 from their own 26. He's going to have it. He's going to keep it. He's sacked, and he's going to be dropped inside the 20-yard line. No protection at all for Logan Hammock, and blasting in to sack Logan Hammock for Marlboro is Anthony DeMeglio, the senior defensive lineman. Boy.
Two things that Marlboro has done very well throughout the season. Number one, they've smoked their opponents. They have put beatings on people. And number two, they make changes at halftime. They look at things on what they see up here in the press box, and they make changes, and that defense right there snuffed that play out. Hammock had no shot, and a huge loss on the play. 2 plays from offense right out of the first half. Port Jervis going the wrong way.
3rd down, 17 to go from the Raiders from their own 20-yard line. They need the 37. Single back set with Logan Hammock out of the shotgun, trips to the far side. And between the hash marks, they'll snap it. Hammock's going to throw to his left. Now there's a flag down. He heaves it downfield. He's got a wide-open receiver. Falancia couldn't haul it in. There is a flag, though, down on the Port Jervis near the offensive line here. That's a hold against Port. Oh, my goodness. This is not how you want to come out of the locker room. You get the ball, Tommy, down by 6, and just do about everything you can wrong.
We got holding on the offense. That penalty is declined. 4th down.
Yeah, they wisely declined the penalty on the incomplete pass to Falancia. 4th and 17, and on their first possession of the 3rd quarter, down 12-6, Port Jervis will punt and give Marlboro likely really good field position here. Nico Rodriguez to punt it away for the 5th time. You know he wasn't ready to come off the sideline this quick in the second half, Tommy.
Absolutely.
10:16 to go, 3rd quarter, 12-6 Marlboro. Port with the ball, but they're punting it back to the Dukes. Rodriguez will kick it away from about his own 10-yard line. It's a low snap. He picks it up off the ground. He's got no chance but to keep it. He throws it out there.
He kicked it, I think.
Oh, did he get the kickoff? It'll be down at the 28-yard line. He was able to kick that one away. Boy, I'll tell you what, Nico Rodriguez just saved his defense about 20 yards on that play.
Oh, what play. A terrible snap to start, and Nico just somehow found a way to get his leg up and kick that ball away. So Port Jervis comes out in this second half and looks terrible on offense and just poorly executed on that punt. 4 plays in a row that you don't want to see happen, and Port now sets up Marlboro. 1st and 10 for Marlboro at the Port 28-yard line.
Oh, this is just absolutely
Awful.
Brutal. 10:04 to play in the 3rd quarter. It's 12-6 Marlboro. Duke's 1st down. It'll be Diorio up the middle, 25-20. Diorio inside the 20-yard line and down to the 19. Raiders are getting beat pretty bad at the line of scrimmage right now, Tommy. They've got to stop the bleeding before it continues.
A demoralizing series on offense for Port Jervis, and the defense comes out saying, oh, man, what are we going to do? And Diorio just smashes it right in their face.
Another 9-yard pickup on 1st down, sets up a 2nd and short for the Dukes here. 12-6 they lead, 9:36 to go on a running clock in the Masters Pest Control 3rd quarter. Raider defense is going to have to come up with something special here. Diorio claps for the ball, takes a high snap, and gives it to Elijah Williams. No, keep it himself. 20, 15, and he's wrapped up and brought down. Nice open field tackle made. I believe that was Richard Cruz on the stop for the Raiders, and it'll be a 1st down for Marlboro.
Speaking of cruising, Marlboro's cruising right now, playing full of swagger and confidence and all the positiveness that they took from that offense, from Port Jervis' terrible offensive set. And Diorio just sitting back there. He's probably got a big grin on his face right now.
1st and 10, Dukes from the Port 13-yard line. From the near side hash mark, they'll snap it. Diorio hands it off to Williams. Up the gut he goes. He splits the first level. 5, and he's running towards the end zone. He's stopped a yard shy. It'll be 1st and goal to go. Ethan McElroy stopped Williams from getting into the end zone. Oh, this is starting to look a little bit too like the second half of the regular season game, Tommy. Terrible tackling on that play.
Oh, and that's exactly what we saw 2 weeks ago. It was Williams right up the gut, just smashing into the Port defense. And now it's 1st and goal.
From the 1, Diorio will try to get it in himself, waiting for the official signal. And he's in. It's a Marlboro touchdown with 8:45 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Christian Diorio, for the 2nd time tonight, has hit pay dirt for the Dukes. And it's a 2-score lead for Marlboro as it moves to 18-6 with the Port Jervis Auto Mall extra points pending. At the Port Jervis Auto Mall pre-owned superstore, Rico and his sales team will do whatever it takes to get you into a car that's right for you. Visit the Port Jervis Auto Mall on Kingston Avenue or online at portjervisautomall.com. And for the 3rd time tonight, Marlboro will try for 2. Diorio will work out of the shotgun. Actually, it's the 2nd time. They tried an extra point and missed it on the first one. Handoff Williams. No, Diorio keeps it. Tries to get in. Did he get in? He reached across, but he's denied. And so 5 touchdowns scored tonight between or I should say 4 touchdowns scored between the two teams and no extra points. We will send it back to the studio for a 30-second break. We're back with more Raider football after this. 18-6 Marlboro here on WDLC. Our coverage presented by Operation PJ Pride. It's 18-6 Marlboro with 8:45 to play in the Masters Pest Control third quarter. Let's take a look at our Buc-ee's Taxi Drive summary. Do you need a ride? Let Buc-ee's Taxi drive you. Dial 845-856-3544 for Buc-ee's Taxi, serving the entire tri-state area with local and long-distance taxi service. It is a 4-play, 28-yard drive from Marlboro, 1 minute and 19 seconds in time of possession, and Port Jervis has been penalized at the end of that extra point try because Marlboro is going to kick it off from the Port 45-yard line. So a 15-yard penalty,
Terrible.
likely a unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. It was a 1-yard touchdown run by Christian DiOrio. They tried for 2. It was no good, and it is 18-6. And everything that they could do wrong to start the second half, Port Jervis is doing wrong. They're putting themselves in a hole. This team is too good for this,
If you're
Tommy.
Marlboro, onside kick right now. Why not? You know, the ball's being set up at the Port 45-yard line. I mean, this young man kicked the ball well into the end zone.
That's exactly what they do. The ball goes 10 yards. Marlboro's got it. The Raiders were asleep, and they get caught napping.
Unacceptable. Unacceptable. Port barely made a play on that, shaking their heads right now, and Marlboro capitalizes. And this is all Marlboro in this third quarter as Port Jervis forgot to come out of the huddle or out of the locker room at halftime.
So Marlboro will take over. Again, fantastic field position off of the recovered onside kick at the 34-yard line of Port Jervis. It goes from bad to much worse here with 8:41 to go in the third quarter. The Dukes leading 18-6, and they smell blood in the water. They're going after it. That onside kick, Tommy, you called for it. The Dukes executed, and Port Jervis never saw it coming. And now look at Port Jervis's defense, just not ready to play right now.
Boy, what happened at halftime? This team came out totally different. Port Jervis is unprepared, unfocused, and undisciplined.
Out of the shotgun goes DiOrio, man in motion, and it's the receiver that they will swing the pass to, Thorne. Thorne is going to get inside the 30-yard line and then brought down by Trey Wilkerson at the 26 of Port Jervis, an 8-yard gain on first down, and a 2nd and 2 coming for the Dukes here.
Boy, and Port Jervis just right now shaking their heads, hands on hips, just discombobulated out there right now as they don't know what's going on.
2nd down coming for the Dukes from the Port 26-yard line, 2nd and 2. DiOrio again out of the shotgun, gives it to Faircloth, goes right, has the first down as he falls backwards inside the 25 to about the 23-yard line. And it should be enough for a Marlboro first down here. The Dukes in the first half has 7 first downs, and this should be their 10th of the game. They will move the chains as the ball is set up at the Port Jervis. Where is it, Tommy? The 24?
We'll give him the 20, almost the 20. I'll give him the 23.
He needed the 2. He got the 2. First down, Dukes just on the other side of the near side hash mark. High snap, and they're going to get Faircloth in the backfield. Great penetration by the Raider defense. McElroy and Ray Torres, check that. That was Zach Covert and Torres who flew in there and brought him down to the 25. It's a loss of a yard.
Kevin, that's what you got to do on this defense right now. You got to make a big play happen. Got to play with a little reckless abandon there. Maybe look for a turnover. Pop that ball out of the backfield. Maybe get Marlboro on their heels a little bit. Don't do that. They're just going to steamroll you up the gut.
2nd and 11 coming. Williams, the lone back in the backfield with DiOrio. The senior quarterback takes the snap, helmet high. He's going to throw. He looks left. Now he's flushed to the right. Here comes the pursuit. He's still going. Cooper Hosean has him, lost him, and he's going to go down inside the 20-yard line at about the 17. Boy, how about the athleticism by DiOrio there outrunning the Raider defense.
Very, very quick. Got to the outside. Hosean was right on his back. But, man, DiOrio is quick. Got the ball all the way down to, about the 15, 16-yard line?
Football is set up right now at the Port Jervis 17. It's an 8-yard gain for DiOrio, and it turns a 2nd and long into a 3rd and 3. Oh, my goodness. 18-6. Marlboro leads Port Jervis coming up 6.5 to play, third quarter. Raiders trying desperately to maintain the deficit where it is. Handoff goes up the middle, and it goes nowhere. Covert in on the hit. Also in on the hit, Sorelli.
Flag on the play on the far side. An illegal shift by Marlboro.
So they'll lose 5. think you got to send him back, right, Tommy?
I don't know. How many yards did he get on the pickup?
I don't think he got anything, to be honest
Make
with
it
you.
a fourth down if you decline the penalty.
Yeah, it's a tough decision here.
But it's before the snap because it's
Oh,
an
that's right.
illegal shift,
The
so
play
it's
should have never
-5. So it'll be a third down. They'll move the ball back 5 yards for Marlboro.
All right, so it'll be 3rd and 8 instead for the Dukes from the Port 23-yard line. 6:10 to go, third quarter, 18-6 Marlboro. Dukes with the football going right to left, trying to add to a 2-score lead. Port Jervis got the football first in the second half. They didn't do anything with it, and now Marlboro has an opportunity here to punch it in for a second time in the second half.
Boy, Marlboro's going to have to hurry up. Play clock down to 5.
And it's now down to 3, 2, 1. Are they not going to call the timeout, Tommy? Oh, they did call a timeout. Wow. Took a long time. 5:43. Marlboro wants a timeout. We'll take one with them. 18-6 Dukes. 5:43 to play in the third quarter. Port Jervis football continues after this on WDLC, presented by Operation PJ Pride. 18-6. Marlboro leads Port Jervis. 5:43 to play in the third quarter. After an illegal shift penalty, Marlboro is backed up for a 3rd and 8 from the Port 23-yard line. Another big play for the Port defense. They're a little bit on their heels right now. Down by 2 scores and trying to keep it there. DiOrio looks to his left and moves his formation. He's got one man in the backfield. He's going to pass. He's flushed. Oh, Port Jervis barely was not able to get the sack. The pass was incomplete to Frazenda. Good pressure by the Raider defense. It'll be 4th down now.
All right, 4th down now for Marlboro, and they'll definitely go for it here. Kev, you've been giving shout-outs all night tonight. Big shout-out and a big event coming up this Sunday. Of course, we ask everyone to come out down to the Erie on Sunday morning. It's an all-you-can-eat breakfast buffet, and it's Together in Teal for Team Teal. A big shout-out to Jen. And Jen Malzahn, I know she is actually listening right now. Her and her friends are listening together. We want to say that we believe in her, and we're all going to be out Sunday, and we're going to do all we can as our community does. So come on out to the Erie.
They're trying a 39-yard field goal.
How about this, huh?
39-yard field goal try for Frederick Callow, the senior. Boy, it's got a lot of leg, but it's short. No good. Boy, the Raiders, Tommy, I think in a sense there, they avoided something bad. They don't give up any points on that possession. And now the offense has a chance again to get something moving, stay on the field, and get points.
Absolutely.
They have to have points on this drive. I mean, no, they don't have to have points, but they really, for the confidence of the team and to keep Marlboro's offense off the field, they got to get points.
And here's one of the quirks that we don't like. That ball was at the 23, and it's going to be 1st and 10 for Port at the 20-yard line. So Port almost gets penalized 3 yards.
They lose 6, Tom.
6, I'm sorry, check that.
Unbelievable. 1st down Raiders from their own 20, left to right. They go down 18-6. Handoff, Cawthon. No, it's Hammock going to keep it himself, and he gets nowhere. The option play goes absolutely nowhere, and it'll be 2nd down and 10 to go.
Well, know who that was carrying the ball.
Was that Fuller?
Absolutely.
Brett Fuller is into the game at quarterback for the Raiders.
And he makes zero. It gets to, you mentioned, the line of scrimmage.
So it'll be 2nd down and 10 for Port Jervis. See what the Raiders do here. Down 18-6 with 5 minutes and counting. Clock moving here in the third quarter. They'll snap from the far side hash mark. And the sophomore will work out of the shotgun. Cawthon in the backfield with him. Cruz, Brown, and Blue to the near side. Takes the snap, rolls left. Here comes the pressure. He floats it out. It's intercepted.
Oh.
It's picked off at the 25-yard line. And intercepting that pass for Marlboro was Jake Ward, a sophomore. He was reading the quarterback's eyes the whole time on that play, and Port Jervis gives it right back to the Dukes.
And the hinges fell off the door and the wheels fell off the wagon as Port Jervis just falling apart here in this third quarter. And Marlboro gets the ball back, 1st and 10 at the Port Jervis 24-yard line.
Well, again, the Raider defense will be asked to come up big. As they have done quite a bit tonight. They haven't... they've done a lot, Tommy. They've made some big plays. Not enough, obviously. They're down by 2 scores, but really it's the offense that just hasn't been able to get anything going tonight, aside from the first run by Elston and the 60-yard touchdown pass. DiOrio out of the shotgun, handoff up the middle. Elijah Williams still going inside the 20-yard line and finally brought down at about the Raider 19.
Well, I suspect he'll be getting the call more and more here in this third and fourth quarter as he had a big second half. Check that. He had a big second series. And what I mean, first time when Port played Marlboro first part of the game, Williams wasn't that much of a factor. As the game progressed, he became more and more of a factor, and he busted out, as we mentioned, 182 yards in that first game. Let's see him get his number called more and more tonight.
2nd down and 5 to go as the Dukes will snap it just inside the Raider 20-yard line. Williams checks out. Faircloth is in. Twins to each side, 2 in the slot and 2 out wide. And now DiOrio will move Faircloth to his right. Raiders bring some pressure to the line. DiOrio now moves a man in motion. That's Banton.
That's going to be a delay.
Here's the snap. Oh, yeah, flag, delay game coming against the Dukes here. Well, Marlboro's helping Port out a little bit here. It'll be 2nd and 10 as they're going to move it back to the 24.
So 3:48 remaining here in this third quarter. Marlboro up 18-6. Marlboro's already had to burn a timeout in the second half. They tried to kick the big long field goal. And you think when Marlboro is just going to smoke Port Jervis after so many mistakes by Port Jervis in this third quarter, Marlboro hurts themselves there on the delay. Moves them back 5.
2nd down and 10 Dukes from the Port 24-yard line. Again, Banton will go in motion to the far side, so now there's trips on the far side. Marlboro going right to left, leading 18-6. High snap. DiOrio has no other choice but to take it himself, but he's got great blocks and a flag. It should be a hold against Marlboro. DiOrio takes it down to about the 21 before a trio of Raider defenders wrap him up, and I believe it's going to be all for naught. This is going to come back on at least a hold. See what the officials say.
Holding. 54 on the offense. 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Repeat 2nd down.
Calling out numbers. So it's a hold penalty against the Dukes. They will march back 10 more yards.
That's the 6th flag thrown here in the second half. A couple penalties were declined, but 6 penalty flags thrown, including that terrible unsportsmanlike after the kick, or after the 2-point, which then Marlboro capitalized on the onside kick.
All right, so backed up to the Port 40-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and a long way to go. They need the Raider 15 just inside the 15. Trips to the near side, so it's about 2nd and 25 for Marlboro.
This Port defense could use a turnover right now.
Yeah, they could. DiOrio running right with a lot of room, a lot of blocking. He's inside the 30, and he's going to be driven out of bounds at about the 28-yard line. Boy, a huge amount of real estate for DiOrio to capture on the right side of that line there. Big gain. It's 3rd, still long, but a nice gain for DiOrio.
Yeah, that kid, man, he is just fast, and he is tough and strong, and he just finds that little seam, gets those yards upfield. But like you mentioned, Kevin, a 3rd and a bunch still for Marlboro.
Yeah, they need about 14. He got a 12-yard gain to the Port 28-yard line, and we sound like a broken record, but it's another big 3rd down for the Raider defense with 3:15 to go in the Masters Pest Control third quarter. Single back set for the Dukes. Man in motion is for Zenda, but a whistle stops this play before it starts.
Be a delay again.
See what the officials say here.
Timeout, Marlboro.
Oh, they got the timeout before the clock expired. That's their 2nd timeout of the second half. We'll take one with them. 3:09 to go in the Masters Pest Control third quarter. 18-6 Marlboro. We're back in 30 seconds with more Raider football here on WDLC, presented by Operation PJ Pride. 18-6 Marlboro leads Port Jervis. 3:09 to play here in the third quarter. Marlboro has the football, facing a 3rd and about 14 from the Port Jervis 28-yard line.
Kevin, that locker room must have been nice and warm because both teams in this third quarter just off their rhythm right now, and especially Port Jervis. But here they are, Port Jervis. They got Marlboro, 3rd and long. They can make something big happen on this play.
DiOrio out of the shotgun, single back set. Twins to the near side, one receiver to the far side, and it's going to be DiOrio himself up the middle. He'll be wrapped up at the 25-yard line, maybe the 24. So it'll be another 4th and long coming. They've tried a couple of field goals tonight. See if they try another one. The weather app says it's 26, but I bet if you asked anybody out there, they'd say it's half that. The ball is nestled just inside of the 25-yard line of the Raiders. Marlboro has the football on the far side hash mark. It's 4th down, and we'll call it 10. They need the Raider 14. They're not going to try a field goal. They're going to try to get the 10 yards on offense. DiOrio out of the shotgun. One man in the backfield, trips to the far side of the field. The senior quarterback, he's going to take the snap. It's going to be a high snap. He's going to be rushed. He's in trouble. He throws it, and it is incomplete. It is intended for Rios on the far side, and Marlboro will turn it over on downs again.
How about that? This Port defense comes up big that time, forcing the incomplete pass. Port will get the ball back. 2:25 left in this third quarter. And how about some guys on defense tonight? We got McElroy with 6 tackles on the night, and Wilkerson with a nickel himself, 5 tackles. So the defense coming up big there on that play. And now let's see if they can spark something on this offense.
Thanks, Alex Hess, for keeping track of our tackles for us here in the press box. Our third quarter is presented by Masters Pest Control. More on them in a moment. But here comes the Raider offense, down by 2 scores, 18-6. And they will again be under the direction of their sophomore quarterback, Brett Fuller, here in the second half. Yep, that's Fuller. He's going to keep it himself. He's going to throw it. He's got a man. It's caught inside the 40, the 35, 30, 25, cutting into the 10, the 5. Touchdown Raiders. Rob Falancia from 76 yards away. A perfect throw from Brett Fuller to Rob Falancia in stride. And then Falancia does the rest of the work with his feet. And the Raiders have new life here in the third quarter. It's 18-12 with the Port Jervis Automall extra point pending. That's the pass we've been waiting all season to see.
Boy, head to toe, Rob Falancia does it all on that play. Beautiful fingertip catch. And then he tiptoes down the sideline and beats the defender all the way in for the touchdown. 2:12 here left in the third quarter. And just like that, Port Jervis is back in action.
My goodness, was that a good throw from a young quarterback. And the Raiders are set up to go for 2, down 18-12. I formation. Covert in front of Cawthon behind Brett Fuller. One receiver, Falancia. Fuller takes the snap. Play action. Rolls to his right. Throws for the end zone. Got a man! Caught! 2-point conversion is no good. No, it's incomplete. They say he did not hold it. Oh, I don't know about that. Zach Covert tried. He was in double coverage, but he couldn't get it, and so we have yet to have an extra point tacked onto a touchdown. 18-12. Port Jervis is back within a score. Brand new ball game here at Fowler Field. Stick around. We're back in 30 seconds with more Raider football on WDLC, presented by Operation PJ Pride. 18-12, Marlboro leads Port Jervis. We'll give you a Bucky's Taxi Drive summary in just a moment. It was a quick one. Was it even a 2-play drive, Tommy, or was that a 1-play drive? I think it was a 1-play. They go after the 4th down turnover on down, 76 yards in the air. Good to see you, Coach. We were joined by Coach Corvino and Coach Semirano. Ensuing kickoff is brought down to the 9-yard line. He's down. He fielded the ball on his knees. The Raiders, you can feel, Tommy, a bit of a momentum shift. You know, you've coached football, Tommy. You've played football. How do you take advantage of this opportunity as an adult in a position of leadership as a coach? How do you communicate to these young men how to fully grasp and then execute, take advantage of the opportunity that's in front of them right now?
Well, you know, offensively for Port Jervis, they're now going to go with Brett Fuller, the quarterback. So right away, the other guys in that offensive huddle are going to say, hey, you know what? Maybe this is the spark we need. No knock on who was the quarterback before in Logan Hammock, but now we have a new spark on offense. And Rob Falancia's big touchdown pass, that gets you inspired. Coaches just got to keep doing it, keep working the playbook.
First down for Marlboro from their own 15. Handoff, Williams. He tries the right side. He'll be wrapped up. A good gain, though. He gets it across the 20. He's still going. Whistles haven't blown yet, and finally it's done at the 22.
What a run. This kid is just strong and tough, and he takes players with him. Costello on the bottom there on the tackle. Ray Torres out there as well, I believe.
You know what the worst part is? He's a sophomore. He's not going anywhere. 23 is where the ball is spotted. An 8-yard gain for number 8, Elijah Williams, and a 2nd and 2 for Marlboro. 1:40 to go. Clock rolls in the Masters Pest Control third quarter. 18-12 Dukes. The 2-time defending champs have a 1-score lead, trying to add to it. Handoff again. Williams up the gut, first down and more as he spills forward to the 30-yard line. Ray Torres brings him down at the end of that play. And it'll be a first down for the Dukes. Our third quarter presented by Masters Pest Control. A Masters Pest Control protection program can greatly reduce the risk of insects nesting on or invading into your home, and their services are warranted. Visit masterspestcontrol.com today and get the bugs out tomorrow. First down, Marlboro at their own 30. Handoff right side. Small hole. He squeezes through it. He's going to get 5 yards. That offensive line of Marlboro has really dominated tonight, moving the defense of the Raiders and opening holes.
The visual on that is the scrum, and the scrum just moves forward and north on that play. Again, Williams on the carry. A quick nickel there as he moves the ball up to the Marlboro 35-yard line. Just under a minute left here in this third quarter, and Marlboro up 18-12, Kevin. Boy, what a turn of events this third quarter's been.
They go right to left from their own 35-yard line. Diorio will take it himself. He'll be wrapped up and brought down. Covert. Sorelli in on the hit for the Raiders. It'll be a couple for Diorio. And there's a late flag. What happened there?
Oh, we got some antics at about the 45 or 50-yard line.
The Raiders can't afford this kind of penalty.
Hopefully, there are 2 flags thrown. Let's hope it was offsetting. But that kind of shenanigans are 100% unacceptable.
It's only against Port Jervis.
Well, you know.
Of course. 34 seconds to go in the third quarter, 18-12 Marlboro, and a gain on that play by Christian DiOrio.
Dead ball. Personal foul. 16 on the defense. 15 yards at the end of the play. Result, first down.
Not sure why they're identifying kids in high school football on the penalties, but it's going to be a first down for Marlboro in Port Jervis territory. That's a disastrous penalty that was just called against the Raiders.
Unacceptable. That's the type of behavior that you do not engage in. You're away from the play. You had nothing to do with the play, and now you institute yourself in a 15-yard penalty. Unacceptable.
So a man in motion is Banton. They will give the ball to him on that sweep. Great pursuit. Oh, Torres thought he had him, and then he's able to escape and get a couple yards.
Well, that was Best on the
play.
It
was Marcus Best pursuing from the secondary.
Yeah, nice hit by Best. Looks like the clock, Kevin, might run out here on Marlboro and the third quarter.
Yeah, we're inside at 10 seconds, and neither team is hustling to the line of scrimmage to snap the ball. That's going to wrap up the third period, so we'll take a quick break, send it back to the studio, and in 60 seconds, the fourth and final quarter starts. Marlboro 18, Port Jervis 12. Raider football continues after this on WDLC, presented by Operation PJ Pride. Second down and 8 facing Marlboro. They lead Port Jervis 18-12 as we start our fourth quarter of action here at Fowler Field, the Section 9 Class B championship game. DiOrio out of the shotgun. Going to keep it himself. Big hole in right side 40, 35, 30, 25, and all the way down to the Raider 23-yard line. A huge gain of 23 yards for senior quarterback Christian DiOrio. A massive hole opened up on the right side of that line by the Marlboro O-line. And DiOrio, who is so fast running the football, just blasted through it.
Oh, Gage Almick on the bottom of that. He got walloped on that play.
It's another first down for the Dukes, deep in Raider territory. Marlboro leading 18-12. Our fourth quarter is sponsored by IF Ritalic Insurance Agency. Whether you need insurance help for your home, auto, or business, Elanca has you covered. We're proud to have Elanca sponsor us for a fourth straight season here in the fourth quarter. Visit her and her staff at 9 West Main Street, open Monday to Friday. Call 845-856-1112.
Remember, this is all set up on a 3rd down and 2 and a 15-yard penalty at the way away from the field. Marlboro gets second life, and they are taking full advantage of this now.
From the Port 23, the near side hash mark, they'll go left to right. DiOrio takes the snap, takes it himself. And this time it's Sorelli who brings him down behind the 20-yard line. The sophomore Nick Sorelli never gave up on that play, and he's going to get DiOrio for a gain of maybe a yard.
Boy, what a nice play by the sophomore Sorelli, as it's a jersey tackle from behind. And that young man each week has become better and better a football player.
2-yard carry for DiOrio, 2nd and 8 facing Marlboro. Dukes go left to right. Again, they'll snap from the near side hash mark. 18-12 Marlboro in front of Port Jervis with the two-time defending champs looking for more. Elijah Williams on the carry inside the 20, inside the 15, inside the 10-yard line, down to the Raider 9 and a first down for Marlboro.
Boy, and Williams is so smart when he gets outside like that. He knows where he wants to cut up field. And Kevin, when he cuts up field, what's he do? He just goes north and south. Boom, puts his shoulder down and gets those positive yards, and it'll be 1st and goal for Marlboro inside the 10.
This is the 14th first down this offense has generated tonight for Marlboro. 10:48 to go. Clock rolls in the fourth quarter. 18-12 Dukes, and they'll snap it, 1st and goal to go from the Raider 9-yard line. DiOrio out of the shotgun. Now he moves Williams to his right. 2 receiver set, so 7 across the front for the Marlboro offense. Williams, no, it's DiOrio. DiOrio goes right to the 5, and DiOrio still motoring, reaching, and he's in for the touchdown. Christian DiOrio from 9 yards out scores his 3rd touchdown of the night. And with 10:25 to play in the ball game, Marlboro has a 2-score lead again at 24-12, pending the Port Jervis Automall extra point.
Discipline, discipline, discipline. Port Jervis's defense lost focus when they needed it the most on that drive, and it was Marlboro that capitalized. And as you mentioned, DiOrio leading the way for his Dukes, and he puts it in from 9. And Marlboro once again stretches ahead.
That's a 2-score lead, and they'll go for 2 again. Try to make it a 26-12 game here. Faircloth, the back to the right of DiOrio. A man goes in motion. They're going to try to sweep it to him. He comes to the near side, and he's stopped again. Same old story on the 2-point try. That speed sweep. And wait a minute, what's being called now? Nothing. It's just a stop of the 2-point conversion. So it's 24-12. That's the score. Marlboro in front by a dozen. 10:25 to play in the ball game, and we're back in 30 seconds with more Raider football on WDLC Port Jervis, presented by Operation PJ Pride. 10:25 to go in the ball game. 24-12. Marlboro leads Port Jervis after an 8-play, 85-yard drive. As we look at the Buc-ee's taxi drive summary, the Dukes need 4 minutes to score again and get a 2-score lead at 24-12. It was a 9-yard touchdown run by senior quarterback Christian DiOrio, his third of the game. Another 2-point try was no good, and here's a huge kick off the leg of their kicker, Frederick Callow, a senior who has kicked his second touchback tonight. And so Port Jervis with 10:25 to play in the ball game. Tommy, we've used this phrase many times over the years. It is gut check time for the Raiders. They have 10:25. That's a lot of time to play in the game. They're down by 12 points. This is the game is far from lost, but they really have to play with a focused energy and effort right now.
Well, Port Jervis is holding on to 3 timeouts. Marlboro has 1 remaining, but for Port Jervis, they're 2 scores out. They're on their own 20-yard lines, so they got 80 yards ahead of them, and they got to start thinking about what they want to do, sequencing some plays and making some big things happen.
4 receivers set for the Raiders. Here comes the blitz. Fuller runs out of it. 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, midfield for Fuller. He's still on his feet and inside of Marlboro territory, and there's a late flag. They're going to call Marlboro for a hit out of bounds. Fuller had stepped out of bounds before he was hit by the defender, and the Dukes are going to pay for that one. What a run by Brett Fuller.
Yeah, Fuller just smart, steps into the pocket. He sees big green grass in front of him, or AstroTurf, and he takes full advantage of it. He runs out of bounds.
15 yards at the end of the run, first down.
Wow, what a break for Port Jervis there. Tommy, I'm sorry to interrupt you
No,
with the
listen,
official, but
we'll let the guys in the stripes tell us what it is. And that added 15, sometimes it doesn't have to be a superstar big-time hit. It's a little hit out of bounds, and that's what it was. And Port's going to get the ball 1st and 10 at the Marlboro 30-yard line.
and that's one of the dynamics that Brett Fuller brings to the position is his ability to run with the football and make plays with his feet. He works out of the shotgun on a first down from the Marlboro 30-yard line. Again, they'll go with a 4-receiver set. The sophomore quarterback takes a belt-high snap. Here comes the pressure. He's still on his feet. He floats it out, and it's incomplete. Are they going to throw a flag for grounding?
Threw it out of bounds, though.
They did. That's right. He threw it out of bounds.
Threw it out of bounds. So Coach Beck wants to say.
And there's a late flag.
Whoa. Wonder if they would call a spike.
Potential grounding on the offense. 5 yards from the spot of foul. Loss of down. Brings up second down.
Boy, that is a terrible call. I bet you if you try to throw the ball, you spike the ball, I wonder if they'd call a grounding on that as well. That's a terrible call. Unacceptable. Just ridiculous. Second down now and it's a 5-yard penalty, but they move the ball back 10 yards.
What is going on here? Oh, they're saying 5 yards from the spot of the foul. Fuller throws over the middle this time. And there's another flag. Are they going to hit him with another grounding penalty?
Oh, come
or is this
on.
Is this going to be some contact in the in the secondary? I think Port's going to get flagged for something here, Tommy.
Oh yeah, they're going to call grounding again. And obviously the referees have infused themselves into this game late in the game. So the last thing you want to see is the Stripes making calls like that. That's just terrible.
Oh, this is pretty stunning here. Now,
Intentional grounding on the offense. 5 yards from the spot of foul. Loss of down. Third down.
Well, it's the B championship, and sometimes you get B referees.
my goodness.
Nobody there.
Third down and Gamillion here from Port Jervis's 49-yard line as they need the Marlboro 20 for a first down.
Terrible, terrible.
Third down play. Fuller out of the shotgun. Straight drop back. He's going to float this one to Cawthon, who gets hit after he dropped the football. It's fourth down for the Raiders. And, boy, a drive that started so promising with that long run by Fuller and the penalty against Marlboro is now going to be a punt situation for the Raiders.
Oh,
and with 9:57 to go, you can't compete in this game in a situation like this.
Well, it's hard, but you got to bounce back. You got to know that it's 24-12, and big things can happen if you make big plays happen. But for Port Jervis right now, they are demoralized. They are walking onto the field, and that was a tough series. Tough series.
Back-to-back grounding penalties. I've never seen that before. 9:57 to play in the ball game. Port down by 12 points, 24-12. The two-time defending champion Marlboro Dukes lead the game. Rodriguez gets a punt off. It's a good one. It's going to bounce inside the 25. Nobody back deep to receive for Marlboro, so it'll be up to the Raiders to down it, and it'll go down to about the 13. And the Raider defense will be asked one more time to come up with something huge here with 9:47 to play. Our fourth quarter, sponsored by IF Retallick Insurance Agency. Boy, what a strange second half here at Fowler Field in Middletown.
Those were terrible penalties, terrible calls.
Well, there's a first time for everything, Tommy, and we've seen it here tonight. Marlboro going to try to win a third straight title. Port Jervis is trying to deny that from them. The Raiders have a tall task here with 9:47 to play, down by 12, and the Dukes have the football at their own 13. 3 touchdowns by senior quarterback Christian DiOrio. Port Jervis has scored on a touchdown pass to Freddie Blue and a touchdown pass to Rob Falancio, one from Logan Hammock and one from Brett Fuller. DiOrio will work out of the shotgun as Marlboro goes left to right here in the fourth quarter. And the snap is going to be a handoff to Faircloth. No, check that. That's Rios on the near side, or is that Elijah Williams? That's Elijah Williams on the carry for the Dukes. He'll take it across the 20-yard line, a big block in front of him to spring him for a big gain.
Nice tackle on the play by Featherstone for Port Jervis, finishing things off there. Clock continues. Clock continues to tick. Just about 9 1/4 left here in this fourth quarter.
Looks like it's a 9-yard gain, 2nd and 1 coming. They'll move the ball to the 22-yard line of Marlboro. 24-12, Dukes lead the Raiders. They won the regular season matchup at Port 28-20. They lead this one 24-12. Here's a handoff right up the gut, first down. That should be Faircloth, the big fullback, getting the call on that 2nd and short. He'll take it to the 24-yard line. Plenty of yardage for the first down. And a fresh set for the Dukes.
That was Williams again, I
Was
think,
it?
Kevin.
All right.
I think so. He's right up the middle there. First down for Marlboro. They'll move the chains. Ball officially marked at the 24. We can give him the 24?
I'll give him the 24.
All right, buddy.
Clock rolls, 8:45 to play in the ball game. 24-12 Marlboro. Dukes with the football. Left to right they go here. They'll snap at the near side hash mark just above the Bear logo that is on that's between the 20 and 30 on the field here at Fowler Field. DiOrio will take the snap as he has all game out of the shotgun. Handoff up the gut. Nothing doing. The Raiders triple tackle.
And that was fair
no
call.
gain. Yep, CJ gets nowhere on first down, so it'll be 2nd and long for the Marlboro Dukes. The Raider defense has been asked all game to come up big. They've given up 24 points, yes, but they have come up with some big plays in the game, and they'll have to do it again to give their offense a chance to get back into this game. Right now they're down by 12. DiOrio will work out of the shotgun on a 2nd and 9 as Faircloth got a yard on that first down play. Man in motion, gets the ball on a sweep, cuts left, squared up, and driven out of bounds by Port Jervis. He loses the ball late. Banton on the carry for the Dukes. And it is 3rd down now for Marlboro.
Yep, big play now for the Port defense. Let's see if they can step it up and make something happen here. Everyone's watching at the end of all these plays to see if the flags will come out. No flag on that play.
Yeah, we've had a couple of unsportsmanlike conduct penalties, but for the most part, the kids are playing clean. They're going to put the football at the 27 of Marlboro, so he'll get 3 and a 3rd and 6 coming for the Dukes.
And Marlboro just working on keeping this ball on their offense and just trying to chew up the clock.
Absolutely, I would do the same thing, and it'll be DiOrio keeping it himself, and he'll be shy as he gets to the 29-yard line. Nice job wrapping him up there by Ray Torres in the backfield.
And Nick Sorelli as well on the tackle. So it'll bring up a 4th down. You think Marlboro's going to go for it here? Who knows? These guys are crazy.
Where are they going to spot the football? Their punt team is out there. It's at the 29. It's a gain of 2. It's a 4th and 4. You just got to be careful if you're the Raider unit out there right now. You got to be ready for anything.
Absolutely. Anything could happen.
And
nobody back deep for Port Jervis right now. And now Shern going to go back for the Raiders.
They have their punter, Callow, on the field right now. He's at his own 13. He gets the snap. He kicks it away. Shern is going to take this one at the 30, at the 29, actually. He's across the 35. They'll be wrapped up. They're going to call a penalty against Marcus Best
with the block in the back.
And there's a bunch of late flags, and there are 6 flags on the field right now as this game quickly gets out of hand.
Yep. This is all about discipline right now, and both teams seem to be, Port Jervis more on the lesser side of discipline. As Best had a legit block in the back.
Boy, how long is it going to take him to pick up all those flags? There's like 6 of them out there right now. There's 6:59 to play in the game. It's Marlboro 24, Port Jervis 12. The Raiders just received a punt from Marlboro, but there are a number of flags on the field, and the officials are conferring at the 40-yard line to decide exactly what's going to happen here. The penalties have really taken over this second half. Christian DiOrio and the flags.
I'd be surprised maybe if someone gets the boot on this one. But there's going to be a block in the back. The ball is right now at the Port 41, maybe 42-yard line. So they'll assess that, and then we'll see what the unsportsmanlike are. Total lack of discipline from Port Jervis on that play. And that's
All right, we got a block in the back on the return team. Then we have 2 dead ball fouls. 20 white is ejected for throwing a punch, fighting. And we got personal foul here. Those fouls offset. We got first down.
I don't know about celebrating a kid getting thrown out of a game, but
Well.
to each his own. So Port Jervis will take over. They're going to assess the block in the back. The personal foul penalties offset. And so they'll move it back from the spot
should
of
be
the block in the back.
31-32.
All right, so right now, football's at the 27.
And there's no excuse whatsoever. This is a game of contact and collision. No need to use your fists in a football game, and that's unacceptable at any level of sport. And I'm glad the referees assessed the penalty the way they did on that field.
So Port Jervis has the football down 24-12, just a tick under 7 minutes to play in the game. And now it is on the Raider offense to try to gather themselves here as Brett Fuller, the sophomore quarterback, will trot to the far sideline to get some instructions from the coaching staff. Play clock has not started to move. The game clock has not started to move. So confusion on the field here. Tommy, we were talking before about the fundraising event going on Sunday at the trackside.
Absolutely. Want to remind everyone to come down to the Erie on Sunday, and this is for Team Jen, our good friend Jen Malzahn, as she is battling some major medical issues. It's an all-you-can-eat breakfast buffet, $15 a person. That's this Sunday from 9 a.m. until 11:30 at the Erie trackside. There'll be 50-50, as well as so many beautiful gift baskets and just an outpouring of love from our community for Jen, as she's been a fan for many, many years, a Port Jervis person, and we want to wish her all the best. We're praying for her. So come on out Sunday down to the Erie trackside and show your love for Jen.
First down for Port Jervis. The kids on the field had to help the officials pick up all the flags. And now Marlboro is going to take a timeout with 7 minutes to play in the fourth quarter. We could use a timeout too, Tommy. I think a lot to process here. 24-12, Duke's in front, just inside of 7 minutes to play in the IF Rotalic Insurance Agency fourth quarter. We're back in 30 seconds with more Raider football on WDLC presented by Operation PJ Pride. Port Jervis has the football down by 2 scores, 24-12 Marlboro, the two-time defending champions. They lead your Port Jervis Raiders, and now Brett Fuller and his team will try to get back into this thing amidst a number of penalties and ejection and all sorts of nonsense going on in this Class B championship game. Freddie Blue will go in motion from far side to near, and now Fuller will take the snap, a straight drop back, good protection. He heaves it downfield. He's got a man. Felicia catches it, 40, 35, 30, 25, 20. No one's catching him. Touchdown Raiders. Fuller and Falancia connect again, and it's again a one-score game.
And just like that, Port doesn't need time of offense. They just need Falancia to run down the sideline, and Fuller fed him perfectly. A beautiful touch pass, beautiful reception, and a big touchdown. Holy cow, what a play by Port with 10-9 on the dime. But that was right there in his hands.
My goodness, 68-yard touchdown pass. Tomasi will come on to try the Port Jervis Automall extra point. That is twice tonight that Fuller and Falancia have connected on long touchdown passes, and Fuller just leading Falancia perfectly.
Now, last week he didn't have that touch. He was throwing floaters. Tonight he's throwing them beautiful touch passes.
And whistle stopped the extra point try before it starts. Is there another flag?
There's a flag on the far side of the field. I think there might be encroachment on the defense.
Yep. Well, the referees are getting their work.
It's all your fault, because the first half
right?
We commented how the flags weren't aplenty.
No penalties in the first half, hardly.
Penalties declined. Retry.
All right, they're going to retry the extra point. Boy, this is wild here, and it's a close ball game still. and there's plenty of time left. Here's the extra point try from Tomasi. Kicks it up. Did he finally make one? He did. Somebody finally makes an extra point tonight, and it is Liam Tomasi, the senior kicker for the Raiders. So it's 24-19 with 6:48 to go in the ball game. We're back in 30 seconds with more Port football here on WDLC, presented by Operation PJ Pride. Well, we've got a pretty interesting 6 minutes and 48 seconds of high school football left here tonight on WDLC. We hope you are going to stick with us for the finish, as Liam Tomasi doesn't notice that the ball fell off the tee there, and he's returning to reset it up. The score is Marlboro 24 and Port Jervis 19. It's a 5-point game. It's a one-score game. And now the Raider defense, as we have said so many times tonight, is going to be asked to stop Marlboro again and give Brett Fuller and the Raider offense another chance here. There's plenty of time left, but the Raiders have to play smart and play discipline. And here's a short kick fielded at the 30-yard line, and then the return man is brought down at about the 35. A very short return by Marlboro, an unexpectedly short kick by Port. And here come the Raider defenders again, and they know their job is simple. They need to get the ball back in the hands of the Raider offense without surrendering a point.
All right, and the game reset is such. Marlboro up 24-19, 6:44 here left in this game. Remember, Marlboro has no timeouts left. Port Jervis has 3. And Kevin, what was an interesting first half and an ugly second half has now turned into quite a football game.
6:44 to go. Marlboro with the football, working left to right in the fourth quarter. First down at their own 36-yard line. Diorio, who has 3 touchdowns, working out of the shotgun, going to keep it himself and run left. He's going to be wrapped up and brought down by Zach Covert. Torres in on the hit as well for the Raiders.
Boy, defense for Port Jervis. 5 men on the line, trying to really bunch things up at that line of scrimmage. But that offensive line for Marlboro, they've been strong all season long. They don't need to get downfield big time. They make a good block, and Diorio slips in there and gets himself 1 or 2 on the carry. That time, almost 3.
They'll move it to the 39. It's a gain of 3 on the play. A 2nd and 7 coming for the Dukes here. 6:12 to go. Clock rolling in the IF Ritalic Insurance Agency fourth quarter. 3 receiver set. Single back in the backfield with Diorio. And it'll go to Elijah Williams, who gets past the first would-be tackler. Ray Torres brings him down at the 44-yard line. That's a big gain for Williams, and he does such a good job avoiding that first tackle.
They got him at, the 44-yard line there. Picks up 5 on the play. And as you mentioned, Torres had him maybe 2 or 3 yards back, but Williams finds his way to get past Kevin. You said, how old is he? Or what grade is he in?
He's a sophomore. He's going to be a headache for Port Jervis for 2 more years should he stick with this game of football, which he's pretty good at.
And Port's going to use their timeout right now.
All right, why don't we keep it here in the booth? Sorry about that, folks. That's a loud referee microphone left up on the mixing board. Anyway, 5:32 to play in the game. It's Marlboro 24, Port Jervis 19. The Dukes have won 2 straight Section 9 Class B championships. They've won 7 in the last 9 years. This is their 10th straight trip to the Class B title game. This is not unlike what Port Jervis is used to when they were playing in Class A in Cornwall. Marlboro has the same level of dominance in Class B that Cornwall does in Class A. Marlboro made it all the way to the state semifinals last year. They lost to Glens Falls. That team went on to win the state championship game. Last year's Marlboro team was loaded. They absolutely gashed Port Jervis 56-6. Port has played significantly better against Marlboro this year. They lost 28-20 at home 2 weeks ago. They're down by 5 right now. This game is very much in reach. This is a Port Jervis team that is talented enough to win this game. It's a matter of keeping their heads in the game, playing smart, playing hard, and stopping Marlboro on this 3rd down. 3rd and 3 for the Dukes from their own 44-yard line. Diorio out of the shotgun, single back set. 1 receiver to the far side, 3 staggered to the near side of the field. Diorio going to keep it himself. Here comes the pressure, and Diorio's got the first down. Is on the second effort. He's able to get past the 45 to about the 48-yard line. And Richard Cruz took a big hit there trying to make that tackle. What an effort by the senior Diorio, who has 3 of the 4 Marlboro touchdowns tonight.
And big play and big hits all over the place on that. And that was a high school football play right there. Diorio needed that and wanted that first down, and that Port defense did almost all they could to stop it. But it was Diorio's second will and effort that got the first down.
1st and 10, Dukes from their own 49. 5:10 to play in the ball game. 24-19 Marlboro. Diorio, handoff to Faircloth. He tries to stretch it to the near side. Where's the holding penalty on that play? As Cooper Hosan is able to bring down Faircloth at the 50-yard line, maybe the Port 49. It looked like the edge rusher or the edge defender for Port Jervis got held, but there was no penalty. And it is second down and about 8 to go for the Dukes as they move it into Raider territory to the 49.
Usually you can get away with a hold on the inside of the line. Something out on the edge like that, usually it's pretty blatant and easy to see, but Marlboro escapes with that. Faircloth picks up 2. Ball is now inching in Port Jervis territory. And, Kevin, that clock continues to tick.
6-man front for the Dukes, 2 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side, and now they'll move in motion. Troy McEwen, and the handoff goes up the gut to Williams. He's still on his feet. He's inside the 45 and finally brought down to the 40-yard line for another Marlboro first down. Raiders are not wrapping Williams up when they have the opportunity to first. That's what, actually, was that Frazenda? I thought that was Williams on the carry. It was Elijah Williams. And that's exactly what he did to them 2 weeks ago in the regular season finale. The ball's now down at the Port 40-yard line. A 9-yard pickup gives the Dukes a first down. 4:08 to go. Clock rolling here in the fourth quarter. Raiders down 24-19, and they must have a defensive stop here.
Something big can happen here, maybe a high snap. Port's defense has got to make inroads. They have to have Marlboro on a negative loss here or the next play.
McEwen will go in motion from near to far. Diorio takes the snap, gives it to Williams. Williams stretches it out to the left side, cuts up. There's a flag on the play. Williams is dragging Cooper Hosan inside the 30-yard line. Again, Elijah Williams gets past the first contact, and then it's up to the second level of the Raider defense to bring him down, and they have not succeeded.
We'll see what the penalty is, Kev.
It's an
illegal shift.
It's a shift against the Dukes, so the play won't count. They'll move him back to the Port 45-yard line, 1st and 15 coming.
Here's the other thing, though. The clock ticked away. That's the thing. Marlboro will concede the 5 yards on the penalty. Okay, big deal. Now we have a 1st and 15, but the clock's down to 3:37. So, in essence, they got a few ticks off the clock, and no worse to wear for the Marlboro Dukes. Port Jervis now with some defensive substitutions right now in for the Raiders. Number 56, and of course that is Jake Southard as he's out on that defensive line. So Coach Straharski looking to maybe switch some things up on the defense and make some things happen.
1st and 15 Marlboro, left to right they go from the Port 45. Handoff goes to Elijah Williams, and he's upended at the 43-yard line. He gets to the 42. It's a gain of 3.
Port has 2 timeouts left. The clock now is just about 3 minutes and 10 seconds left. It's a second down now for Marlboro. So clock maintenance, I think Port Jervis is going to burn that timeout.
Indeed they do. 3:06 to play. Port Jervis uses a timeout. They're down by 5, 24-19. We're back in 30 seconds with more Raider football on WDLC presented by Operation PJ Pride. 24-19, Marlboro leads Port Jervis. 3:06 to go. The Dukes facing a second and it looks like about an 11. The football is at the 41 of Port Jervis. The first down is at the 30 of Port Jervis. A critical series for the Port Jervis defense here. Another Marlboro first down would be disastrous as Diorio works out of the shotgun. Here comes the pressure. They're going to wrap up the ball carrier and bring him down. Big hit made at the line of scrimmage. Was that Ostrom?
James Ostrom for the Raiders with a big play. His biggest hit of the night. A loss on the play for Marlboro. And the ball back to the Port Jervis 44-yard line. Port Jervis is going to burn their last time out.
All right, so we have 2:57 to go in the ball game. We'll keep it here in the booth. 24-19 Marlboro leading Port Jervis. As Tommy mentioned, the Raiders just used their third and final timeout, so this third down just becomes that much more important because now you can't stop the clock.
Oh, this is it, man. This is what you've worked for since August, even before that in the off-season workout and the conditioning program. This is what it comes down to. There's 11 men on defense. There'll be 11 men on offense, and this is a play that Port Jervis's defense has to come up big. Anything short of a big stop. I mean, you give them a 4th and 1 or a 4th and 3 or 4, and Marlboro's just going to sit on the clock and try to eke one out here. So Port defense now breaks the huddle. They know that their season's on the line with this play right here, this 3rd and long for Marlboro.
The ball will be snapped between the hash marks at the Port Jervis 44-yard line. The Raiders don't have the benefit like they do in the pros of the 2-minute warning. They have no more ways to stop the clock. They must come up with a defensive play here.
Boy, if Marlboro, do you go to the air, Kevin? I don't know, man. I don't know.
It's a dangerous call. I think you just want to try to eat the clock. Faircloth is the lone man in the backfield. 4 receiver set. 2 wide, 2 in the slot. Diorio out of the shotgun. Man in motion is Banton. They're going to give it to him on a sweep. No, DiOrio will take it. It'll be brought down by Zach Covert at the 40-yard line. The senior with a huge hit for Port Jervis.
All right.
They're going to give him 4 to the 40, and it's a 4th and 11 to go.
Oh, what a play by the senior Covert. Stops DiOrio at the 40-yard line. And just like that, Port Jervis forces Marlboro 4th down. The clock will tick. Marlboro will take they'll probably take the penalty and move them back 5 on the delay.
Absolutely. Use every second you have here. The play clock is down to 15 seconds. The game clock 2:26 now.
Big hits all around on this defense tonight for the Raiders, as none bigger than that play right there. Clock's down to 5 now, Kevin. The game clock will be, do the math quick,
2:12 when the clock expires, 2:11, and the clock is still going down to 2:10. So it's a delay of game against Marlboro. You would assume then that they will try to pin Port Jervis back here with a punt and give the Raiders 2 minutes and 10 seconds to try to do something. Holy smokes, what a game here at Fowler Field in Middletown. It hasn't been pretty, but it's been interesting. It's been competitive. The two-time defending champion Marlboro Dukes lead Port Jervis by a score of 24-19 and will now set up to punt the ball on a 4th and 15. They will snap it from the Port 45. They'll kick it away from about the Marlboro 45 off the big left foot of senior Frederick Callow, who has had himself a heck of a game today. He did miss a couple extra points, but he has a leg, and that's a weapon for this Marlboro special teams. Here's the snap. It's at the knees. Callow gets it off. It's a high. What a kick. And this ball is going to go it's going to go out of bounds at about the 8-yard line. And so a big field in front of your Raiders, 2:03, no timeouts. Stay right where you are. We're in for a good finish here at Fowler Field. Alongside Tom Fagione, I'm Kevin Halpany. Alex Hess is here with us in the booth. Andy Morales and the Wizard Gavin Burt are back in the studio. A quick Witherell Law out-of-town scoreboard update. It is final in Kingston. Cornwall repeats as Section 9 Class A champions, 44-20 over Minisink Valley, and they will go again into the state tournament to defend their state Class A championship. Port Jervis here at Fowler Field is down by 5 points, and they have the football 1st and 10 at their own 12-yard line. 88 yards in front of the Raiders and a section title. What will they do? They will go with an empty backfield on 1st down. And sophomore quarterback Brett Fuller, in the biggest spot of his young career, he's flush. He rolls left. He's going to run with the ball. He's at the 15, and he's out of bounds at about the 17-yard line. Smart play by the sophomore as he's going to take the 5 that Marlboro's defense gave him. He'll stop the clock by getting out of bounds, and the Raiders have a 2nd down at their own 17-yard line.
Oh, boy, and Fuller felt the heavy rush, although Marlboro was only rushing 3 up the gut. It's just some of the, the stunts that they did on that play, but the sophomore quarterback decides to get what he can and get out of bounds, stop that clock.
2nd down, 5 to go for the Raiders. They go right to left here in the 4th and final quarter, down by 5, 24-19. The defending champion Marlboro Dukes lead in the IF Ritalic Insurance Agency 4th quarter. 4 receivers to the near side of the field, 1 to the far side. Empty backfield again as Fuller works out of the shotgun on a 2nd and 5. He drops back. He looks left. Now he rolls left. Now he's going to float it out there. He's got a man. It's incomplete.
No, it's
Noah Brown caught it. There's a flag on the player. They're going to call Port for holding. Oh, that's a disastrous holding penalty against the Raiders. That was a nice play. Fuller able to find Noah Brown, but it's not going to count. And we'll wait for the official to make the announcement.
Holding. 51 on the offense. We're going to go half the distance to the goal. Repeat 2nd down.
These guys seem to want to infuse themselves into the game more and more.
All right, so it'll be 2nd down and pretty long for the Raiders. They're going to move the ball back to the 7-yard line. So it'll be 2nd and 15 for the Raiders. 1:39 to go in the 4th quarter. 24-19 Marlboro leads. Long huddle for Port. Play clock has not started yet.
1:45.
So they added 6 seconds to the game clock. Now they'll put somebody in the backfield with Fuller, a little protection for him. Trying to see who that is. That's actually Calvin Cruz, who was called up from the JV. Hey, freshman, you ready? It's time to be in the Section 9 championship game. You got to provide a little bit of pass protection. 4 receivers set with trips to the near side. Now Freddie Blue goes in motion to the far side. Fuller, the sophomore, takes the snap chest high, rolls to his right, steps up. Here comes the pressure. He throws downfield to Falancia, and it's incomplete, nearly intercepted. Actually, that was intended for Freddie Blue. He threw into double coverage, and it was incomplete. It'll be third down now.
Oh, boy, it all comes down to these last few plays. Clock says 1:38 remaining, so just 7 seconds used off that. But for poor Jervis, it's third and long now. You don't have to think about touchdown. You got to think about first down. So there's lots of options to pass. The one thing I don't like is this offensive line needs to step it up here. It seems that Fuller's been getting a little too much pressure here. And, of course, Marlboro's playing that prevent defense. So that offensive line got to turn their heads on a swivel a little bit, work a little bit harder, and let your sophomore quarterback have just a little bit more time to pinpoint and strike one of his receivers.
1:38 to play in the game. Third down and 15 facing Port Jervis.
And there's going to be a delay against Port.
Oh, my goodness. 2 penalties on their final possession that you cannot commit. A holding penalty and a delay of game, and this is going to back it up. It's going to back it up to the 4.
You don't want to blame, a high school kid for, errors and mistakes, but you got a sophomore quarterback out there. This is gut check time, and you want to be methodical in that huddle. But nonetheless, a delay against Port, and it's third and a whole bunch more now.
They'll snap it from their own 4-yard line on third down. They need the 22 for a first down. Fuller looks to his right, throws to his right. It's incomplete, intended for Rob Falancia, and it's fourth down for Port Jervis. They will snap it from their 4-yard line.
Man.
Last chance here. 24-19, Marlboro leads the game. And the Raiders are going to need something pretty special on fourth down. They're able to force Marlboro to punt. They have 2 minutes and change when they take over. Actually, I think they had 1:55 to go when they took over.
They need to know that they need to hurry up right now. That play clock is ticking. It's down to 15 now, Kevin, and Port Jervis needs to know they need to break this huddle and get moving.
Yep, 10 seconds to snap the ball now. Conklin over the football now, 5 seconds to snap the ball. Fuller surveying the field now, 3 seconds to snap the ball. And with 1 second, they get the snap off. Fuller rolls to his right, looking downfield. Now he rolls to his left. Now he throws deep. He's got Calvin Cruz, and it's caught! He caught it at the 50, 45, and he's brought down at the 41-yard line. Freshman Calvin Cruz with the catch of his young varsity career, first game, and he catches the ball. How on earth did he do that? All the way down to the Marlboro 41. It's a new game. That was completely insane.
Oh, my, what a play. You said freshman. He said, yes, sir. What a catch from Calvin Cruz.
And they will spike the ball on first down. Oh, my goodness. What a catch by Calvin Cruz. The composure of that freshman, the younger brother of Richard Cruz, called up for the first game of his varsity career. It's the Section 9 championship game.
This is not a timeout, Port Jervis. You need to know that play clock is ticking, and the clock is down at 30 seconds on the play clock. We have an official timeout on the field, however.
What are the officials discussing
Oh,
here? I can't
boy.
believe that kid caught that ball.
And right now, maybe they're going to call it intentional grounding.
1 minute and 10 seconds is what the clock says right now. The officials are conferring. Port Jervis is ready to snap the ball, but the officials are not ready, I don't think. They're going to have to wait on this one. Well, we're in for a pretty wild finish here at Fowler Field.
Here we go.
Clock operator, 1:18, please.
So they get 8 more seconds. They're at the 41-yard line. What will Port Jervis dial up here? I don't think you're going to leave it up to Calvin Cruz to come up with a fourth down reception again, but oh boy, here we go here. All the way at the Marlboro 41, right to left go the Raiders, down by 5. Fuller takes the snap, looks to his left, rolls to his right, looks downfield, he throws, and it's caught inside the 20-yard line and down to the 18. The Raiders have another first down.
Falancia.
And he said he's got up and tried to get into the end zone, said the whistles never blew. The officials say touchdown! Oh, never blew! Falancia scores! Oh, unbelievable development in the fourth quarter here as the officials never blew the whistle. Falancia smartly gets up and runs it in. In a night of events that we've never seen before, we just saw Port Jervis score a touchdown after Rob Falancia looked to be tackled. He was inside the 20. He stayed on his feet. He scores.
He rolls over the defender who is on the ground. They say that Falancia was never touched on the ground, and he takes it in. 41-yard touchdown. Holy smokes. Port Jervis 25, Marlboro 24. There's pandemonium on the field right now.
Boy, we have never seen a game like this, folks. We hope you're enjoying it. 25-24. Port Jervis just took the lead on an incredible play, a pass to Rob Falantia where he rolls over the defender, stays on his feet, and gets into the end zone. And now they will try for a 2-point conversion to go up 27-24. Fuller in front of an I formation. The sophomore takes the snap. He gives it on the ground to Freddie Blue. Freddie Blue stretches to the right. Freddie Blue, is he in? He's in! 2 points for Freddie Blue and a 27-24 Port Jervis lead. Marlboro sits stunned on the sideline, but Tommy, there are 70 seconds left on the clock. Port Jervis's defense is going to have to come up one more time. This is a Marlboro offense that doesn't need a lot of time to score, but for the first time tonight, Port Jervis leads the game 27-24. This is a stunner here at Fowler Field in Middletown as Port Jervis used a completion to Rob Falantia where he never touches the ground, gets up and goes in. How many yards was that touchdown catch, Tommy?
41 yards. Holy cow. Just what a sea of emotions, a tidal wave of Port Jervis is buried deep in their own end zone. Game's over. That's it. Marlboro's already buying their bus passes.
Fourth down.
To Mayopec next week. And Zach Covert right now has his mates out on the field jumping up and down as Liam Tomasi sets up the ball to kick off at his own 40-yard line. 1:10 left in this game. Port Jervis 27, Marlboro's 24. Both teams have no timeouts. Kevin, I don't believe what I'm seeing. Holy smokes.
That makes two of us, Tommy. $1:10 to play. Tomasi has it teed up. He's going to kick it off, and the Raider defense cannot let up. 70 seconds of nothing but energy and aggression from the Raider defense is needed right now. It's a skipper that's picked up at the 25, 30, 35, and a huge hit made.
And you know who that
tackle. Was that Tomasi?
Oh, yeah.
Liam loves getting in on the tackles on those kickoffs, and so with 1:06 to play and no timeouts, Marlboro will have the football at their own 35-yard line. Oh, my goodness. Don't go anywhere. We have 66 seconds of intense high school football to bring you here on WDLC. This is absolutely unbelievable as Port Jervis has pulled ahead 27-24. And there are 1 minute and 6 seconds remaining in the game.
Wow.
This is crazy.
And it's
absolutely crazy. Handoff, right side, big hole across the 40 to the 42-yard line. Clock rolls. Pass. And the clock continues to move. The Raiders have a player down on the field. That's Gage Almick. He is very slow to get up. They're not stopping the play for him. Almick seems hurt. It's a second down play for Marlboro. 45 seconds. Here comes the pressure. Diorio hit. Diorio steps up. Diorio hit again. And it's out of bounds. Thrown out of bounds. Great pressure by Zach Covert, Nick Sorelli, and Ray Torres. 37 seconds to go. Third down for Marlboro. The Raiders playing with the confidence that they haven't played with all game.
And you want to talk about the heart of a lion. Gage Almick limping to the sideline as he's replaced by Zappolo. And Almick, everything in his power to get to the sideline. You tell me one thing. This Port defense has absolutely no quit in it.
37 seconds to go. Third down and 4 to go for Marlboro. Diorio out of the shotgun. Looks left, throws quickly to Frazenda. He's got a first down and it'll go out of bounds in Raider territory with 33 seconds to play. Not over yet. First down Marlboro in Raider territory at the Port 48-yard line. That was a smart, quick pass by the senior quarterback Diorio. He has scored 3 times tonight, and now he has it on his shoulders with 33 seconds to play to try to maintain Marlboro's reign as champions of Class B. Port Jervis's defense, they've got other things in mind tonight. First down Marlboro, left to right they go. From the near side hash mark, Diorio out of the shotgun. Trips to the near side, one receiver to the far. Straight drop back. Here comes the pressure. Diorio rolls to the right. Diorio lets it go, and it is going to be tipped and incomplete. Marcus Best on the coverage. Frazenda the intended target. 23 seconds left. The Raider defenders thought maybe they had an opportunity for a pick, but they made a great defensive play. 23.6 seconds left. Folks, it's been a long time since we've been able to broadcast a game this important, this compelling, this late in the game. In 2015, the Raiders had Cornwall within 7 points, but their defense could not hold. Tonight's an opportunity for Port's defense to right that wrong and get Port a section title. 27-24, Raiders in front. Second down for Marlboro from the 49 of Port. Diorio going to throw it. Oh! Down by Tyshawn Featherstone. The junior bats it down. It's third down. There's 19.9 seconds left. Every second left in this game is filled with emotion and intensity. Anything could happen here, folks.
Boy, Sorelli to the sidelines. James Ostrom out there. Ostrom made a big play not too long ago. Sorelli's made big hits all night. You have Ray Torres out there who's had some tremendous hits out there. This Port defense, they have been bent, they have been stretched, but they have come up big when it's needed the most, and they need it the most now.
3rd and 10 for Marlboro from the Port 49. 19 seconds to go. Diorio straight drop back, good protection. He throws deep down the field, and it's incomplete. Great coverage down the field by the Raiders. Richard Cruz in coverage, and it's 4th down. This is the play, Raiders. This is the play right here. 14 seconds to go. 4th and 10 for Marlboro at the Raider 49-yard line. 27-24. Port Jervis somehow, some way, came back and took the lead in this game. 27-24.
Oh, boy. That drive for Port, 92 yards. Capped off by that 41-yard touchdown by Falantia. Unbelievable. But the Port defense now, this is it. All on the line on this big 4th down for Marlboro.
4th and 10. Out of the shotgun, Diorio. Straight drop back. Here comes the pressure. It is caught. And it could be a first down. Is he short? It depends on the spot. He's short. The spot is short. What do the officials say? We're going to wait. This is going to be a long, excruciating wait. First down, Raiders! He's short! Port Jervis turns Marlboro on downs again! And the Raiders are celebrating like a bunch of maniacs on their side of the field because with 9 seconds to go, the Port Jervis Raiders are going to end the dominance of the Marlboro Dukes in Class B. This is unbelievable the way this game turned out. Unbelievable. Tommy, we knew that Port had the ability to beat Marlboro when they played the home game 2 weeks ago. They just couldn't put it together. But somehow, some way, they stayed in this game to the very end, and they found a way to win. The sophomore quarterback, Brett Fuller, the senior wide receiver, Rob Falantia, 3 times they connect on touchdown passes, and that is the difference in the game. And out to take the snap in victory formation in the 2019 Section 9 Class B championship game is Brett Fuller. He takes a knee, and for the first time since 2001, your Port Jervis Raiders are Section 9 champions. I don't know that 15 minutes ago we could have imagined what we just watched, but Port Jervis is lining up for the handshakes at the 50-yard line as champions tonight. Champions in Section 9 Class B. 18 years, Tommy. Rob Falantia told us in the pregame interview, none of these guys were even born the last time the Raiders won a section title. That doesn't matter. They have rewritten the history books for Port Jervis and gotten Raider football back to the top of the mountain in Section 9.
Unbelievable. A game started in which your star running back is injured on his first play, and things look bad. Things got worse, but Port never, ever quit. At halftime, they come out of halftime. That third quarter started. It could not have been uglier for Port Jervis. But for somehow and some way, Port Jervis hung in there. You talk to the captains. You talk to the seniors. We've talked to the players week in and week out. The players talked about how the program worked, how the system was working, how they were brothers, how this team was a family. Well, this family hung together. This was a Thanksgiving dinner in which, the uncles, the aunts, and everybody were there. What an incredible performance tonight. These Raiders were phenomenal. It was incredible. And when they needed it most, some of the best things came out of this team. The defense was pressured. The defense was nearly bent over backwards, but they never quit, and the resiliency was incredible. And that last drive for that Port offense, 98 yards. 98 yards on that last drive, capped off by what will go down in history as one of the most incredible 41-yard touchdown plays from Rob Falantia. This kid, Rob Falantia, always has a smile on his face, and that kid catches everything, absolutely everything, and his will to win was present tonight. An incredible performance. Port Jervis now lining up at their own 45-yard line as the championship trophy's out there. And for the Raider fans all across the nation, I'm sure high fives were given out, and I'm sure we're going to give one up here as well. Unbelievable performance by these Raiders. Sometimes, Kevin, radio's about making sure we say the right words, and I'm on the edge of my seat right now because there's a so many words to put into this game. I don't know him, Kevin. I don't know him. This game looked like Port Jervis was going to be sunk, but they never quit on themselves, and that's the Raider spirit. I mentioned it before the game. Bring the title back to Titletown. Port Jervis is back once again, and it's Titletown for the Little River City.
This is astonishing. As Tommy mentioned, we are here in the booth, and the only rule is we can't be speechless. You can't be speechless, and the Raiders made us speechless tonight. And I'll tell you something, Tommy. I thought that Port was going to score when they got the ball. When Calvin made that catch, I felt pretty confident that Port was going to score. I could have never, ever in a million years see them scoring the way they did. So Alex Hess is going down to the field right now to try to interview Coach Damian Straharski.
Well, you want to talk about Damian Straharski, Coach Straharski. You said to him before the game, we interviewed the seniors and the captains, and you said, hey, Coach, usually we interview before the game, but we're going to save it for after the game. And the only time we interview the coach after the game is when they win. And Coach said, no problem, I'll see you at the end. And right now the trophy is being handed out, and if Brett Fuller is out there giving high fives and shaking hands, and I believe he was named the MVP of the game, as he is out there right now to take his helmet off and to receive the plaque. And for him, nothing but unbelievable joy. Kevin, I'll give it to him. He'll probably be speechless. We're not supposed to be, but he'll probably be speechless, and he has got to be so happy. And the rest of this Raider team, Raider Nation's alive and well. And Kevin, wow.
Yeah, absolutely. Wow is right. We're going to send it back to the studio for a quick break. We'll come back and wrap up a Section 9 championship for your Port Jervis Raiders here on WDLC, presented by Operation PJ Pride.